So, okay, let me just make sure I understand. So next week at Wednesday, 9 p.m., I have to show up here at 9 fucking p.m., right?
No. We'll be
No.
live at 9 p.m. You show up whenever you want.
And we're going to keep the name Left Past 10.
Yeah. Because that's got nothing to do with 10 p.m. It's like we left past 10. So the show just has to be over sometime past 10. It's like Jeff Wiggins immediately was like, that name makes no sense. And I was like, he gets it. He just doesn't realize he gets it. I just want to point out, Andrea's not here. I told her, I said, you don't have to be here at 9 o'clock. It's just we'll be live. You can show up whenever. And I think at that moment, she was like, okay, then I will. She's been very upset about the whole time change. And now I feel like this is a protest. And yes, I'm ruining the intro. I know I'm ruining the intro. I don't care. I like ruining the intro.
I think
Sandy's
it's funny.
Back. Hi, Sandy.
Yeah, I am back. Yay!
And Jake is here.
And Jake is here
at the start, which is awesome.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
And
Yeah,
I think
we're
Andrea
live.
is protesting the
We are live.
new start time.
Well, if she shows up, I wrote to her on Discord, and I don't know if she got it, the message, but we'll see.
I think it's playing on her channel.
Is it?
Good.
I don't know. I think so.
Yeah, it is.
But
it is. It's on her
as
channel.
that,
And she's got a whole bunch of people in there waiting. So
And
but
this
that was
is the
that.
first time, ironically, that I followed AC's very good advice to set it up beforehand. And it was
Yeah.
unnecessary.
That's good advice. But
It is good advice. Listen to AC for sure.
Jean says she's making a peanut. I'm gonna put
She's
a
making
tone
a-
of voice to this. She's making a pickle and peanut butter sandwich, right? I feel like that's how
That's
Jean
it.
is saying that. Like, get off her
Like,
back.
of course. We all know that's what she's doing. Yeah.
She's making a pickle peanut butter sandwich. Wait, you got to let me do it. Pick a comment. I got to do it in my I call it the Sebastian voice. Bullshit. Andrea's here. Watch.
She'll be here.
That is
She'll
funny. We
be
did
here.
not kick Andrea off. There's no way. We're honored
No.
to be in Andrea's presence. Yeah, where this is classic. Soul Life just digging his heels in again.
Why is
Classic
Andrea
Soul Life.
live? Yeah.
Yeah. Like she shouldn't be live. She's not here.
She set
She
it
doesn't
up.
get to be live.
Yeah, she set it up. So
We
Yeah,
should
well,
add a tone of
it is
voice
good
to
to
all
be
the
back.
chats.
It's good to be back. I did watch the last part of last week. The tree. Last week was the tree from hell, and it lasted. It
Oh.
took a while to get that thing cut up. That fell in my yard from the.
I thought you were
60 mile
talking
an hour
about
wind.
the show. I was like, wait a
I
minute.
did
I
watch your
really
show.
don't remember the show.
I
from the-
watched your show. Left past 10 after I came in.
Sandy,
I
that's
watched
our
it.
show. This
Our
is
show.
our-
I know, but I wasn't okay. Yeah, you're right. It's our. I watched our show without me. Oh,
Did you get that tree
Here we
taken
go
care of
again.
or what?
yeah, it's all done. Yep.
That's
And
crazy up there,
here
huh?
comes. It's crazy. We've had thunder and lightning. Woo! We've had thunder and lightning storms. No, it's this. Always does this on your thing. It doesn't do it on mine. Anyway, we've had thunder and lightning storms. I videoed all kinds of lightning and noise and thunder, scary shit. This is doing it again. And what a friggin' week. Busy,
Yeah.
busy. But at what we got out of the tree that fell, I got all kinds of landscaping now. We cut it into pavers. so I
Ah.
can use it for landscaping. So, it wasn't burnable. It's like cottonwood shit. So it went in, and now the critters are going to live in it. I just don't want to lose any more
Repurposed.
trees. Repurposed. I don't want to lose any more trees. And it was a big cleanup. And
Yeah.
I've been very, 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 very busy growing food, growing plants, doing all that.
Right.
Where I am, you'll be driving, all the roads are just wooded, right?
Hmm.
It's
Probably so
it's the
beautiful.
South. We're in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, and then, suddenly there'll just be acres wiped out. And it's pine. So if anyone has pine
Oh, the
furniture or
pine.
whatever,
Oh,
this is where it comes from.
you mean
And
they're clear cutting for
yeah,
the
and
wood?
it comes right back.
Jesus.
But it's still very harmful to the environment.
But you don't have
Doesn't
the
make a
pine.
difference.
We have a pine disease in New York that's hitting the pine, that's hitting the trees.
These
We've
guys are
got,
doing it.
they're doing it.
Logging. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
they log
trucks
here.
hauling it around.
They log here. They say they log, sustainably. And then we have a lumber mill in town, and I videoed it many times. It is overwhelming the amount of wood. But every Amish guy around here builds shit, and they get their wood it comes down to the lumber mill from Vermont.
They might be Mennonites.
Well, they're Amish.
Oh, okay. We have both.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No, Harvey was over
I
yesterday.
didn't mean that in a bad.
They
Not
graveled
that there's
it.
anything
Harvey
wrong
and his
with that.
buddy graveled my driveway yesterday. No, they don't call it. They're just they don't use the term Mennonite.
I think they're
here.
cool. Oh, okay.
Well, he's
Yeah.
good to me. Comes over and fixes shit, so I'm happy for that. He said yesterday I videoed them, right? And he goes, "I don't care if you use my face." I said, "Really? You're not. You don't. You're really. That's not customary." Harvey is a different kind of bird. He's 37. He's got like 4 daughters, but he's very Americanized. I mean, he's just a kid. He's no different than anybody else that's 37, or one of you.
Speaking of kids,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop taking advice from the anti-corporatists right now.
1
thought he
year
was
and
older than
22
that.
days.
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
birthday to you.
I'm almost halfway to 50. I'm
Hey.
almost halfway to 100.
I'm almost halfway, 3/4 of the way to dead. Sorry.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, way. What do you think?
The
I
earth
gotta-
needs you. The
I
earth
gotta
is going to
clean up-
take your spirit and turn it into like an angel of the planet. Because I
Or
believe in this,
die
and you will not die. You will live on, and the earth will just be like, you know what you guys call Mother Nature? That's not it.
Bury me in the backyard with the cats.
I just realized it's a bummer story. I'll
What?
just instead use my
What bummer story?
I started to say a thing. I should have just rolled with it. One of my favorite YouTubers is a former Mennonite, and it's fascinating hearing about Mennonite culture through that fella. He rarely talks about it because that's not the focus of his channel. It's just interesting.
Oh, he
You guys
laughed.
find that people from there's certain telltale signs of a culture that somebody came from? Like you can just be like, oh, that person grew up Mormon or something like that.
Well, here they don't leave. They're all my neighbors, and they're in their culture. They're not leaving their culture.
If I meet somebody face to face, I can generally tell like they're from Texas or they were at least born there.
Oh, Texas.
I have a good track record with that.
Yeah,
I don't
like
even try.
My buddy Sam.
right.
Yeah.
There is
What's
an
the
echo,
very
right? Do you hear an
Texan-
echo?
Now
Is
I
it
hear
just
the
me?
echo. Now that we're live, I can hear the echo.
I don't hear it.
What's something that's a tell for you if they're from Texas? And let's see if we can recognize it.
My
in, like,
friend
pink.
Sam is from Texas.
I don't know what it is. It's not
Just a vibe.
It's not the way they talk. It's not the way they act. Even if I go, "Are you from Texas?" They're like, "I was born there, but we moved when I was like 3 months." I go, "Yeah, I could tell." I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. They're good
I feel
people.
like I can tell ultra religious Christians really easily. And it's also because I came from a community. Don't worry, they will tell you. Ha!
All right.
I
putting
came from a
something
community
in
with
here.
a ton of ultra religious Christians. It's just the cadence
ya?
that they speak when they're speaking publicly. It's the biggest tell.
I put a
Texas
video
confidence,
there.
yeah, I could see that for sure.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
Texas.
I
My friend
I
Sam's from Texas.
I have no problem with people from Texas. What annoys me is when people from Texas claim that no one does it like we do down here in Texas. And I'm like, yeah, they fucking do. I don't know what you're talking about.
They do
Nobody
it
makes hot
big.
sauce hotter than we do in Texas. That's a lie.
Mm,
Oh,
Hot
you
sauce
mean
comes from everywhere. What are you
Louisiana
talking
would,
about?
even
Yeah.
within the states, Louisiana would beg to differ. South Carolina would beg to differ in certain places.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you guys one. You can tell a Michigander, and I'm pretty sure it's just Michigan that does this. If they, I think I might have mentioned this, if they pluralize things needlessly. The best
Okay.
exaggeration is ironically a Canadian TV show, Letterkenny, where there's
Yeah.
a guy that's like, yeah, the guy that's constantly pluralizing things. That is so common in Michigan, especially if it's a location.
Okay.
So like you're not going to Big Boy, you're going to Big Boys. You're
Boys.
not going to Meyer, you're going to Myers.
Okay. Everything's a. I got you.
Give me a New York State one. There's
I
got to
could
be
give you
something.
the bitch running against AOC, Tina, who sat there. She made a video and she's talking. She's talking about the thing on her lip. The thing on her lip. She said it's from COVID. It's a fucking herpes. She got a herpes on her
Ooh.
lip, and she says it from COVID. She's gonna beat AOC. She's gonna be the MAGA Bronx bitch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You
I
know?
remember
Can
this
you
person.
imagine
now.
that bitch in Congress? She gonna fucking be with AOC, sparring on the floor like Jasmine Crockett. Oh my god. We'll have
That was
Mark.
awesome.
We'll have MTG, Tina from
That
the
bitch
Bronx,
with herpes.
and Lauren. Yeah, she was sitting there. She literally was saying that. She's like, it was COVID when she's got.
I mean, in fairness, it could be both. It could be
Yeah,
a flare
okay.
up brought on by COVID,
Well,
maybe.
could be, but it was her. It was the
That's
way
not
she
what it was.
described it. If you see the video, it's probably on TikTok. And she was talking
Ugh.
about TikTok. She is the epitome of fucking stupid, clueless moron.
All right, I feel
Oh.
like that's a bad example then for New York State. There's got to be like
She's running
What's
against
something around the
AOC.
Finger
She's a
Lakes?
MAGA. The Finger Lakes.
I mean,
What do
like
they
what's a
sound like?
cultural thing that you're like, oh, that person's from here?
I have no idea. Buffalo, the Bills, Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Bills, and yeah, my daughter has a Buffalo accent. She really does.
What's a Buffalo accent?
It's like a Midwestern thing. Like I have a mixture of accents. She is completely Buffalo, and I can revert to the New York thing. I'm from the district that George Latimer is from. And so I know I can segue into that eventually.
Westchester County?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh
Go
yeah.
ahead.
I'm
How
so
do you feel
sorry.
about last night's results? I was pretty
well, I
good
knew it was
turnout
gonna
on my
happen.
channel for it, but
Yeah, I had a show
We
and
covered
I
it.
came on your channel and then I had to leave
yeah.
because I forgot that it was, primary night. But I well okay, I'll give you my thoughts. I was very pro Jamal Bowman, and I did my own shit on it, my own shows. But that district in particular, a lot of people aren't understanding that district has been redrawn and redrawn and redrawn. It's not the original district, right? And also, I think another thing about it, when he went to Saturday's event, he already knew.
Jamal
was-
Bowman?
Yeah, he already knew.
Yeah.
So he just did it. He let it all hang out, which was good. But
Good.
you know what the hypocrisy is? Why in the hell, when somebody like Jamal lets himself be himself, right? All the maggots can do it, and they just cheer it on and
Bad
love it,
faith.
MAGA people. But boy, the minute somebody on the left gets a little animated or behaves out of sorts for whatever the fuck their problem is, and they're all over him, And
Yeah.
I have an answer for that.
There was a-
Because we don't turn to the centrists and demand that they get in line, and MAGA does.
Piss me
And you
off.
can make the argument as to whether or not we should. I happen to think we should, but it's separate from whether or not we ought to is why. And the why is because we don't demand it, because we don't turn to the people who are on our team and say, play for the team. Quit playing for the conservatives half the time. Play for the team.
Mm.
They sure tried to do it the other way. In 2019, the DCCC was essentially blacklisting anyone, a progressive, who was trying to primary an incumbent centrist. Now they've flipped sides. Now they've left and they're like, hey, don't rock the boat. We all need to be on the same team. Stop trying to primary incumbents. Is that what you're talking about? Like, is that what you
No,
mean by like
I
get on
mean,
the same side?
because I didn't.
That's how they played it up.
Oh,
He
black-
wouldn't
wait, they were
have been
blacklisting
primaried. He
people
wouldn't have
that
been
were-
primaried.
Trying
Yeah.
to. I didn't follow what you were saying. I'm sorry. But the DCCC was blacklisting who?
Progressive primary
progressives.
challengers to incumbents.
Oh, yes.
And they
Of course
were
they are.
it's the firms working for and
that is exactly who I'm talking about then. Yes.
yeah, and so
we should be protesting outside of those places.
now
we should be targeting them and shaming them, and definitely never give money to anything but a progressive organization. If they want to give it to the Democrats, fine, but understand Democrats are conservatives, and they are
Not
I mean
all of
literally
them.
by the definition,
Not all
they
of them.
resist change. They are conservatives,
yeah.
Republicans are regressives. If you want progressives, only give money to progressives. Let
Yeah.
them control
Do you
the power
ever
of the purse.
think it's going to change? I mean, look
Yes.
what happened in Westchester. It's a microcosm of our political system and Citizens United.
here we go. In
And it's not
2019,
just CPAC. I mean, it's not just APAC. It's CPAC. It's all the PACs that have.
this
been-
is from the Prospect. Former DCCC leaders working to defeat incumbent House Democrats. In 2019, the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, which exists to elect House Democrats, instituted what came to be known as the blacklist. Any vendor, a consultant, media placement firm, pollster, or provider of services to campaigns who worked for a challenger to an incumbent House Democrat would be barred from working for the DCCC, and they would block them from an approved list used to recommend firms to other campaigns.
Yeah, no, we understood this.
Fast forward.
yes.
In 2024 cycle, progressives are more the hunted than the hunters in primaries, although they're the incumbents now, right? Big money lobbies for Israel and cryptocurrencies have poured millions of dollars into challengers to, Bowman,
We get it.
Bush,
They
blah,
they
blah.
were they were trying to stop progressives from getting into
Right.
office, and the progressives that got into office, they're trying to get out of office. We get
Yes.
it. We get it.
But so
And
now
they're one of many.
so now they've left
You know, see
the
that.
DCCC.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
they're working for firms that are just supporting these people free of that. And so that to me is like, who the fuck is making these rules? The freelancers? What is going on? Like, these people are just kind of like
The
working
billionaires
for
and the
them.
millionaires, the rich people.
Well, but this is what I'm saying is like these consultants are working for the DCCC. And then they're
Yeah.
like, we should do this. And then they leave and do the opposite. Why were they who is in charge? Do you see what I'm saying? Who's making these rules? It's not what
one.
is the DCCC?
No
What is
one
that even?
person is making these rules. These rules come
They're
about.
just one
This
big
behavior
organization.
comes about because it is old power protecting itself.
Let me see.
So
under
when you
various names.
say there should be people or
DCCC.
there should be this unity and getting in line, right? Like MAGA
Yeah.
does it. It's those people who are preventing that, I think, right? And it's like, well, who would say get
It's
in
not
line?
just
Who
those
would
people.
dictate it? But who then? That's what
Us
I'm trying to find out.
to our neighbors,
Oh,
to
goddamn.
our families. It's so yes, I say
Oh,
go after
okay.
those people, but I also
Democratic.
want to make
Okay.
clear, go after the voter. I know
Okay, so
people
you
say
see
don't
why I
vote
was
shame, don't vote
rehashing that because I didn't know that I
Yeah.
didn't know you meant street level voters and okay.
Yeah, to be clear, I mean both. So those organizations, progressives, end up giving money to a lot because your average progressive is still your average voter, more or less, which means they see Democrat and they think, oh, let me do some good. Let me give $5 to the Democratic Party. I'm
Mhm.
saying don't do that.
Well, this
But
is
on a
the
level of social
DCCC.
pressure,
There's also the Democratic, the senatorial ones,
none of that. None of that.
and then
Do
there's
not give.
also the main nucleus.
So
I don't
whatever you're
give
going to
10
say,
of them. I give to if I give
don't
money, I
give to
give
them.
right to the candidate, right to the
Good.
candidate.
And make sure, yeah, good. That's very smart, Sandy. And I
Yeah,
would
right
say
on.
more
Right on.
importantly though,
Well,
because we're
Bernie
getting hung up
27.
on something that I'm not making a big I don't intend to make as big a deal about. More importantly, it's not okay for people to give themselves that pat on the back for being a liberal and vote for a centrist Democrat because they are not. The difference between us and MAGA is we don't say, I'm going to burn your house down or whatever, but we should make it clear,
Yeah.
hey, you're not a lefty. If you're voting for
Yeah.
Latimer, you're not a lefty, and you
Okay.
don't get to
No.
call yourself a lefty.
Well-
I see. Print those T-shirts.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
So basically, the Democratic Party is a split, but not ready to go to the Green Party. So it's
Never.
like we should have lots of parties.
It
We should
is
have
a
lots of parties.
low intensity democracy run by a duopoly. They exchange minor
Terrible.
percentages of majorities so that they can campaign off each other. That's and
Yep.
there's a whole like cottage industry just
Mhm.
banking off it.
Then everybody
We
should
have an
join
opportunity
move to
now
amend.
to create
Mhm.
Democrats who must be progressive. So if we make people campaign on certain issues in the right pressure areas, whether or not they truly are in their hearts progressive, I don't care. What I care about is the Overton window. So what we should be doing is looking at our local races and communicating
yeah.
to the people in the race what we are going to vote on. And when we do that, we will shift all of them to the left and also make them make campaign promises that they might not otherwise have made.
How
So
do you
when
do
somebody
that where
comes
I
by
live?
with, how do you do that where you live? Are you
Yeah.
still in Latimer's district?
No. I moved away from there a long time ago. My brother is. I'm in Western New York. I am a blue-green dot in a red sea of
Ooh, actually,
you
you
drive past fuck Biden flags
You
and
have okay,
MAGA
so
signs and
so though some of these people I'm convinced are not reachable. Fuck them. They will become the minority. You're not going to get 100% of people won over here. What you do is you find people left and pull them further left.
and which
Right?
is what I'm doing because I go to the Democratic things every month and
You
get the
can't be
progressives to
left enough.
listen to me
That's
because
the
yeah,
key. It's
they know
like
who I
I
am.
know you're left, but you're still listening to Joe Rogan. Or I know you're left, but you
No,
think
these people are
you think
regular, like, middle
Billy
of the
or
road.
I know people who are like, I'm very left, and they have posters of like Ruth Bader Ginsburg in their
yeah,
house.
you're not
And
left.
I'm like, I don't know what you're fuck the Supreme
Okay,
Court.
who
No
should
one
they
on the
have?
left should want a Supreme Court. I'll
Who
just say
Start
it.
there.
Who should they put on their wall, Matt?
Nobody
Nobody.
themselves.
Yeah.
Hey, Jesus.
I,
But you
Oh
know what
my
I'm saying?
start
God.
there. Don't say, okay, you're left, but you're not left enough. Be honest with them. You're not left. If you're a centrist Democrat, you're a conservative.
Right.
Let's make that a blanket statement that people get used to hearing because it's the truth.
The Overton
If you
window.
are a
Well,
Republican, you're not a conservative. You're a regressive.
the Democrats here, let me tell you, when I got involved, it was because of Bernie, and Karen and I were the only two. And most of these people are very conservative Democrats,
Yeah.
Not all of them. You get the Ithaca contingent. the Finger Lakes, like you were talking about. You get the
Mhm.
Ithaca,
Money.
Cornell, educated, and we actually literally in this district we did have a gay female run for Congress. She did not win, but she did a great job against Tom Reed. She and so there are progressives, there are some progressives, but it's very conservative
So
We
my
need
point
to
overall.
identify the ideas that define the spectrum of acceptability of government policies according to progressive values.
Yeah,
So my point
exactly.
was
That's
a
how I
lot of these
feel.
folks do not think hardly at all about politics. Even when they're watching political coverage, they don't critically think at all. And they are very proud of their identities as lefties. They like to think I'm a lefty. I voted for Latimer, the Democrat. And I think it's important culturally just to inform them. I'm not saying berate, but to make sure they know. No, you are not. You're not a leftist. That's just not who you
It
are.
was
And
also a very emotional vote
as
down
I
there.
was saying earlier, which I feel is really important for us in redefining this Overton window. Centrist Democrats, conservative. Republicans, not conservative, because they don't want to maintain any sort of status quo. They are regressive. So communicate that as well.
They
Trying to
are
go back to the
fascist.
1800s, yes.
1850s,
And
yeah.
the broader category would be regressive, as in they
Yes.
want to go to old politics.
Steve Bannon would like it to be 1850. I
He'd
think.
love it.
He would love it. He would relish it.
Agent of chaos.
Do you
that
think
guy.
when he gets into he's going to Rikers Island, I keep thinking, is he going to the Aryan Brotherhood? They'll take him in. I cannot wait to hear what
Of
goes on
course.
down there because there's the factions, but the Aryan Brotherhood is in there.
Wouldn't
What
it be
I
great if he
Right.
threw
I
us
mean,
a
that would
curveball and joined the Latin Kings?
what I like. I'm not ready to let this go. Yeah, I'm sorry. But what I like to do
Don't.
is when people say, anything on the left, right? Like we should forgive some debt. Forgive it all. Really, all of it? And I go, why not?
Right.
We could do
What
it
are
for
you
the
looking
banks
out for
like
the
that.
banks? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
fuck the banks, right? Who cares? They'll bail them out. So,
But we
it-
did for the banks.
Modern monetary
and we will
theory,
over
you
and
just
over.
write it out.
And
Just print the
I just
money.
keep trying to make the point, like, why aren't you looking out for yourself ever? Why aren't you looking out for us, the people who we are the majority and we have the least amount? What is that? So
Aren't you looking out for your
People are
daughter,
gullible.
I-
They think they
your nephew?
believe all kinds of lies.
I think it's
Sad.
okay. This is funny. I looked up the guy you were talking about earlier
Oh
off
yeah,
air.
yeah.
And he has a quote that people never realize when they're in a cult, but everyone around them can see it clear as day. It's okay. Maybe people have been duped, but on the other hand, maybe they just have. When it comes to politics, people really do think they're engaged in politics by doing the bare minimum.
Yeah.
They feel as if they're informed and engaged.
Well, they
It's
might
this weird phenomena. But I think what it comes down to is you have to just snap them out of it and be like, no, you're doing it wrong. Don't play politics. Look out for us. Look out for everyone. We should have public college, but then the rich kids get to go. What are you talking about?
Who cares?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Stop saying that. We need public college because shitloads of people are going to get education. I don't care about one or two wealthy kids getting. What are you talking about? And just keep looking at them with
I'll
that.
tell
What?
you, they get to go anyway.
They're going
they get to
anyway.
go
Yeah.
anyway.
For
There's
free.
I
I
think the
mean,
mindset where I live is they'll say it's a very selfish. People are very
Yeah.
selfish. It's very on yourself,
I
individualistic.
just keep talking to him like, why? I put on this face and go, what? Like my buddy said, I hear you talking a lot of shit about Elon Musk. Why do you hate him so much? I was like, what's there to like? And he's like,
Boom.
yeah, good point. And I was like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about, dude?
really. You don't
Fuck
know
him
the guy
and every billionaire.
procreating us into overshoot.
Private equity firms are like, what was it? They're buying debt. Oh, well, I just
They're
saw
buying
this
apartments.
today in the lever. Somehow they're increasing
Mhm.
rent.
Yeah, they're buying. What's happening is these huge corporate
They're using retirement funds
corporations,
to increase rent
but
somehow.
they're
I
they're
was like, what
buying
is this
they're buying
madness?
they're buying they're buying apartment buildings
That
unlocked.
yeah,
They're buying it and jacking
but
up the
they're
rent.
somehow they're using retirement funds to do it.
Mhm. Mm.
I have some
Pull
hopium
up the
for you
article.
guys on the
Oh,
whole Bowman
so
thing.
soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
even
We
get to
usually wait
finish
till the
my
last second. No, go ahead.
Jamal Bowman
Please.
and I bet Andrea's gonna show up at 9:45. What do you
What's
think?
the hope?
She's gonna show up just to refute everything I'm about to say.
Oh,
So with the understanding that of course it would have been better if Bowman won. I think Bowman just demonstrated why it is important to run at all. APAC, which is a major MAGA donor, let's not
Yeah.
get it twisted. They dropped 14.5 million. I think that was the figure I saw last into Latimer's race.
mm-hmm.
That's 14.5 million that they don't have now to spend on some other psychopath. That's 14.5 million that was sucked up for them to spend on a Democrat. Even if that Democrat still is going to vote for the atrocities in the Middle East, that's awful. I'm sorry. Well, in Israel and Gaza. They are going to vote for other things that we will agree with just because it's the party line. So, because we had a progressive there, we overall made the race go farther to the left. We made a major right-wing donor spend on a Democrat. That is, in and of itself,
but
a
that
success.
happened in Buffalo too with Byron Brown when India Walton won the primary, and then Byron did a third. He did a write-in. That's what people were saying. Jamal should do a write-in and make them have to spend more money.
And this is the other.
I'm all for that.
This is the other kind of. I don't know. Silver lining is right, but this is the other thing that we can use this loss to our advantage in this way. When people say, "Yeah, I voted for Latimer. I didn't like Bowman. I wanted this guy," go, "Okay, well." The most excited people about that are the Republican right wingers. You got to ask yourself why that is.
No, it's not
Yes.
quite. Westchester County affluent people are
I'm
excited
saying
about it.
if you look at the response to and the
Oh, I
cheering
see. You mean on
online, it's
social media.
all
I'm
right
talking about
wingers
in
and
real life.
Republicans.
Okay, but
Okay,
in real
but
life
also Fox and all the outlets. It's
Yeah.
that's the news today is the left, wherever you look, is saying, "Oh well," and the centrists and the Republicans are cheering. It was a Democratic primary.
I know,
Why
and
are
the
the
left, they're
Republicans so
beating him up,
excited about
too.
this?
The
Because
left,
they
the
know they
Washington
got one of
Post.
their own. They got their next Joe Manchin.
I'm wholly behind
Maybe.
Matt's point on this. It's a great opportunity to talk to centrists about what it is they believe. This is fantastic. I mean, obviously, it would have been better if Bowman would have
They
won.
are aligned with
But
the right.
It's a great chance to be like, why is it you think that these right wingers are so happy about this? Have you noticed that the people that donate to actual fascists are also donating to a centrist? It's not because they just want us to all get along.
Because they're manipulating everything to go in their way, so they.
I
don't
wasn't
have
telling
to.
that to you. I was giving an example
know,
of
I'm
what we might tell
disgusted.
to a centrist.
Right.
I think
Yeah,
use
and
this opportunity.
I
They
asked my
excuse
brother
his
about
casual
it.
racism and bigotry and
I asked my
Islamophobia.
brother about it in Westchester, and he, because I know he voted for Jamal, and he was very impressed by the people that came over to his house. They knocked on the door, and he spent quite a bit of time talking to the young people, and he said, though, the thing about Latimer, I asked him, do you think now he's beholden to his right-wing donors and the kind of votes and decisions he's going to make in Congress are going to be clouded because you buy the politicians? And my brother told me, right now, don't worry about it. He said, right now, don't worry about it. I don't know. I guess the Republican down there, he can't. It's a very blue district, so any Republican running
Oh
against
no,
him,
but I mean, but Latimer will
he has
serve
to.
as Republican. I mean,
He
he doesn't
has
even have to
to.
switch sides. And here's Hillary Clinton going, "Oh no, he's one of us. He'll be great." And it's like that's another sign that we
but
shouldn't be voting for this guy.
also
Let me throw
down
something else at
there,
y'all. If
people
you
were
would have volunteered for Bowman, take that effort and put it
Yeah.
into a progressive who's still on
Keep
the
it
ballot.
moving. The fight's not over. Even if Bowman won,
Cory
that's the
Bush.
beginning of the fight. Like, we're just trying
Mhm.
to line up our soldiers here.
Absolutely,
We're
Cory
not,
Bush.
this
Geez, I
isn't
wonder-
like Bowman won, we're going to be fine. The squad's intact. The
No.
squad, by definition, is just like a micro unit. We need something massive. We need an entire Congress of this stuff. And so this fight is ongoing for my lifetime. This is what I plan to be dedicated to. You could get
agreed.
exhausted, but
I'm not gonna negate that. I'm more, I guess I think about it locally because I know there's a lot of things going on here, but more environmentally, because it's like it's an uphill climb even to get local people that are left thinking in anything around here. In
you know what's
anything.
funny? They don't look at it as, see, left and right. I hate left and right.
Mhm.
At its core, I don't like those terms.
Conservative.
It sounds like marching, left, right, left, right. And Newt Gingrich came up with it and made it popular in the 90s. And I've never liked anything that came out of him. So why would we like this? But so if you talk to these people about issues, they are left. You know what I mean? They are. It's when it comes to putting that wall up and keeping those rapists and murderers out of here, that's where they get it twisted. And that's
Doesn't
where
that just tell us? I'm sorry.
they're either totally racist
I don't know.
by definition, or it's, I asked this to John from San Antonio last night. Copyrights be damned. I said, look, man, is this casual racism from somebody who's just drenched in white privilege and he doesn't realize that what he's saying is bigoted? And he goes, no, not in this case. But that
George
is out
Latimer?
there. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that
I
is
don't
out
know
there when
enough.
it comes to, oh, he's totally racist.
I
But
made a comment on Mike Figueredo's video that he did on this issue, the Humanist Report, and I said, George Latimer is 70 years old. Isn't it time, for him to go home? And people there was a lot of discussion over that. And somebody said ageist. I'm like, oh, okay. Fuck you, ageist. How can I be ageist? I am aged. And people my age are looking to goddamn not work, and all these fuckers are looking to go. And why is it the political field you got to work? You can work till you're halfway
was-
falling into the grave. And so he's
yeah,
70
I
years
mean,
old.
I would make that point that these people are being used, their position is being used seemingly endlessly versus they're too old to do it. Don't retire if you don't want. I don't know. But
I understand that, but
but
my I was just in a mood, and I'm like, most everybody I know
well, and
does not want to be working at 70.
drop into a chat and mess things up. I love it. But I think that there was an Onion headline where I was like, there they are again, being pretty accurate for being humorous at the same time. They said, tomorrow night's the big debate between Trump and Biden, where 135 million apparently not as good candidates will watch. There's hundreds of millions of people who could easily
Great
be
point.
running for president. And it's, we got these two fucking guys. You got to be kidding me. And it's their age compounded with a whole slew of other things. But, at the end of the day, it's a system.
Also, I don't want us to blow past your earlier point because I think it was dead on. You're right. Most people, like Sandy, you were saying it's an uphill battle all the time.
Here.
And Matt, you were saying most people actually are in agreement with where we want to get to, with the principles we're all about. And it's only when we approach it from this nonsense prepackaged politics stuff first, where they have all these walls built up, like all these media devices built up in front of them. I think that's the answer. You start with what are your principles, and if somebody actually agrees with freedom of religion, there's absolutely no way they should be agreeing with putting the 10 Commandments up in schools, so on and so forth. So you start from the principles you agree on. Do you think somebody has a right to their own body? Yada, yada, yada. And from there, work towards the policy.
I used to say
discussion.
to people in Colorado who would say, "Well, you know what I think," and I'd be like, "I don't give a fuck what you think. It's what we think. It's what we need. Who cares about you individually unless you're about to tell me what we need or what we should be
That
voting for?"
sounds. I don't
I
stand
know.
by that.
Well, it's Colorado, but I do think that most people who are attracted to populist candidates are progressive. Like Trump was saying, he got rid of what they all called Obamacare, and everyone's like, "What the fuck happened to my Affordable Care Act?" And it was like that was Obamacare, and they were like, "Oh," and it was like, "Yeah, you're just racist." And Trump's like, "No, we're gonna do something bigger and better." And he said like
never did.
weekly
He
for
never
4
did.
years, and he never did shit. But everyone was like, "No, yeah, we should
They
have
don't
that."
care.
I wouldn't say that's evidence of racism. I'm sure they are, but I would say that's more that specific example speaks to
They're
their
for
knowledge.
it. Yeah, I mean,
Like,
they
yeah,
want
they were for
healthcare.
it, but they were. I mean, what's clearly being laid out here is they thought Obamacare was a
Was
different thing
socialism.
than the nope. They thought Obamacare was a different thing than the Affordable Care Act. That's the important thing to zoom in on.
'Cause we're not
I
educating
mean, that is
anybody.
pretty ignorant.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah, but where's
a
that
lot
ignorance
of the
come from?
country.
Fox.
Fox and people don't read in the school
I think you're just
systems and
racist by default if you're buying that.
yeah.
I mean, they
I think it's like,
probably
"Oops, you're racist."
person you're talking to probably was, but again, it's all
is
their
like Facebook.
information is coming from bad sources. So if you start with what is a principle you agree with, and then you work with only accepting legitimate sources and confirmable information, you work towards a policy. Yeah, I think you're gonna have a better success rate.
Now, as they're mentioning in the chat, although I've lost the original, I apologize. Evangelicals are a different story, and that's why I say where it's like,
They've
look,
got a
and
lot
I
of
know
money
there's a lot of them.
and a lot
They
of
pack
money.
churches like people don't pack Grateful Dead concerts and football stadiums. It's amazing how many people you can fit in those mega churches. But there are just some people out there who are not winnable, and this is why I say,
True.
if you're talking to the people
They're
on your
not
street,
winnable.
great. You're gonna get like, one at a time, maybe two at a time to see your point of view. Otherwise, you gotta find those people who are already presumably on the left and grab 'em by the collar and pull them
Well,
further
that's
left.
who I talk to once
To
a
be
month.
tedious, I think everybody's winnable, but realistically, in the time we have, we don't have time to have
That's a
a
great point.
4-month
Yeah, that's how you
conversation
look
with
at it.
one voter. But I think that's it exactly. I think our focus needs to be centrist Dems right now because we got to be crystal clear. Hey, centrist Dems, you're the reason we had MAGA. You're the reason we had MAGA. You need to accept that. Centrist Dems, you need to understand you're conservatives. You are not lefties. Stop patting yourselves on the
Yeah,
back.
but what's going on, what I see on the media is they hate us. And
Centrist Dems,
there
you're
is so
listening
yeah, but
to
there's so
terrible
much.
news sources. Centrist Dems are the people we have to have conversations with, in other words. And yes, they
Yeah.
hate us, but we should be working on that rather than just accepting that as a fact
I'm
of
not
life.
accepting anything.
Good.
I mean, it's not.
So
but
we
the
work
point
on
is
it with
you're-
conversations, and
Yeah.
we assume the thing that is true, which is we are right. They are wrong. There's facts on the ground now that have been there long enough that everybody should be on the same page. I'd rather drink paint too, but we are in a situation where drinking paint ain't going to help U.S. policy. So instead,
Public utilities is going off. Define Marxism.
Hey,
Define capitalism. And then this.
list the wait, what was that?
Hey, stop
the
quizzing us.
The 7 deadly sins. Yeah, but don't
I mean, I
forget,
have Google.
We are demon rat, commie, Marxist, whatever we are.
the point
No,
being,
he's saying
fly
say
a
that to
green
them, right?
flag
Yeah.
outside of my house, a green ecology flag, right?
hey,
And
all
I'm
right.
sure that people think it's something different. But when I talk to like people that come to do work something here, they'll say, well, you know what? Maybe nobody's going to bother you because they think you're weird.
Hey, look, this
That's
is the
why I-
point. Look, this is our point, right? Melanie
Weird do not
Dennis
want
They're
coming
not.
in. Well, but then following it up, and honestly, neither are half of the so-called progressive. Now, I would say, okay,
No.
debatable. You're making a point. Maybe there's something to be discussed there. How about this? They think they are, right? If they're in bad faith, okay, you decide if it's worth the effort. But if they are under the impression that they're progressive, they're calling like I saw this
Okay.
meme. I get a lot of tennis memes on Instagram, and I saw this meme. It was a little video, and it said, "When people tell you they play tennis, quote unquote, but they play like this," and it shows somebody like just playing really bad tennis. But lots of
Oh,
people go, "I
they
love
filmed that?
tennis. I
Thought
play
it was
tennis all
private.
the time." But then it's
Right.
like, you
Yeah,
should
right.
try to play tennis sometime because that's horrible. That's the same thing that's going on with a lot of politics. People are like, "I'm a progressive." Okay, like, come over here and have some
Right.
coffee, and we'll talk about what that really means, and then you tell me if you're still a progressive.
But they're
Question.
both
Is
tennis
it
players. I
Yes,
like the point
exactly.
you're making.
So you
Yeah.
gotta be like, I can show you how to be a better tennis player. I can show you how to be an actual progressive, and then if you don't like it, then we'll talk. I'll just change my tone of voice, and we'll talk about it in those terms of you not being on board with things that clearly make sense to the population overall.
Me and Sam Jackson will have a word, mother.
Yeah, exactly. But this is, I this conversation to me is great, especially after last night's loss. I think that it's important to process this stuff. I think it's important to give people talking points and things to think about. And I
I like
love
the talking points.
one of my favorite members of this community. I'm not going to call him out or anything, but one of my favorite people in this space was in my chat last night saying, I don't think y'all would be talking about voters not being informed and doing a good enough job if Bowman had won. And John and I both were like, yes, we would. And it goes back to that point that the squad isn't worth preserving, it's worth growing. Like we need to, we
That's
just,
exactly
if
it.
all the people in the squad were gone, but there was already like 100 others in Congress, we'd be fine.
Bingo.
Like whatever, right?
Bingo.
People lose races.
That's the
You need a
Also,
movement.
caucus.
That's the
I mean,
movement.
also, if you set out to bench press, I don't know what's an amount of weight, 200 pounds, and you failed
That's a
to do
lot,
it,
but yeah.
you would be talking about how you need to improve. And that's like somebody coming by and being like, well, you wouldn't be talking about how you need to improve if you'd have gotten that up. Well, yeah, correct. It
Right.
wouldn't be necessary. What do you I don't follow that logic at all. But I do agree with the broader concept. Like, we probably would still be. We'd be having a similar conversation, which would be under the umbrella of how do we capitalize on this for progressive causes. Absolutely, we would.
Wait, you don't agree with the logic that we need more than a caucus?
No, I
Or
just
a
didn't say
squad?
the
Oh, that,
commenter
yeah.
saying like you wouldn't be talking about how
Well,
the
we were
demographic
No, we'd
or
still
not
be
the
we were
talking
finger
about it because you
wagging.
want to build off the win.
We were
That was
really
the
Yeah.
finger
whole
wagging
thing. It's
though.
building off these people. If you still believe in it, I mean, a lot of people have tuned out and don't think anything works. And I still have a little hopium of the locals, the
Heck yeah.
Congress, the Congress. But I not a lot. I mean, I see Project 2025 looming, and I do see how people. I'm sorry, I talk to people around here who are very conservative, and they are young, and they have gotten it
Mm.
from generations of conservatism that are rugged individualists. And when I asked the one specific person about they had a baby. How did you pay for it? Oh, I got this help and I got health care and I got time off FMLA. I said, well, that's a progressive policy, Family and Medical Leave Act.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I took advantage of to try to at least say, hey, this was a progressive policy. So maybe you're right, Jake, but just little by little.
It's
Oh, we'll get there.
yeah, but this
We don't go
conversation,
extinct first.
I love these conversations
Yeah.
where we're
It's not
we're all on the
binary,
same
right?
page. We're just gonna go in different directions occasionally, just a little bit before we come back to. Yeah, I mean, I would basically vote on the same shit as you, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. one way or another, we will be carbon neutral by 2100.
One
It's-
way or another.
Jake's
The
We're
like,
event-
just
get in
gonna wanna
line,
really get
fuckers.
there the progressive way,
Yeah.
because then they're still humans.
You think? All right, we can go all the way down that rabbit hole, but no, we can do that on my channel Tuesday nights
Hey, there you go.
and Friday.
Speaking of John from San
Yeah.
Antonio, did you guys see that the Majority Report is still mad at me?
I saw it.
I
It was cute
didn't.
as hell. I saw it. It
You think
was
it's
a cute
cute?
clip? Yes, I love it. Play your clip.
I see the clip again.
Yeah, it's cute.
John thinks it's here. I'll just give you the short version.
He doesn't like the goofing around as much, which I find
That to me is
somehow-
hilarious.
more charming than just the bit.
It's YouTube,
So-
for God's sakes.
It's like last week or the week before we were talking about it, and Andrea said she loves how everyone in the chat says, he's just joking, right? And she's like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. What do you think we're doing here? But here's the short version.
What's the matter? Letterhack's not streaming right now?
Ooh, burn.
Did you hear the laughing in the background?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes, it was cute.
What's the matter? Letterhack's not streaming right now?
Right.
Oh.
I
Anyway.
can't express how jealous I am. I'm
Why? Why are you
actually
jealous?
livid
What are you jealous
What?
of?
because I'm a petty bitch.
I got over.
Oh my God.
I
my
had
God, petty bitch.
540
Come here, petty bitch.
540
That eye
live
roll,
Look
views.
at you're all red. What?
I had 500, almost 550 people watching. That's never happened
Quality.
before.
I know we have tiny.
It's
channels,
happened one
It's-
more. One
It's
of those.
quality over quantity.
Oh God. First of all, great numbers. That's astounding. Second of all, Sandy, that eye roll I want to just clip and use for that's got to be
Okay.
like standard on my channel for any
Oh, shit.
time like a Republican says some nonsense.
Well, I decided that because I'm not going to be live Friday night, I'm doing a piece by that guy that you looked up, Matt, and I sent you my thumbnail. I'm absolutely going off to something different. I'm running it Friday night.
That'll be fun. I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to that.
It'll be on at 9:00. I won't be live at all. I'm just gonna have it run because I got even though I canceled my party, I'm otherwise engaged Friday night. I need some time off. But
That's fair.
I sent you the thumbnail. So,
Look at Sandy taking time off her stream. What a bum.
well, I did.
I've
had to.
been
This time of
working.
year.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, you got news.
Yeah.
I have like a job. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but it's great.
That's
You know
cool.
what?
It does sound cool.
You know, it's fun going out in public wearing a Boys and Girls Club t-shirt. Like the other day, I was walking through Walmart. Everybody is like, and I'm not lying. I put off real quick to run and use the restroom. I wasn't shopping at Walmart, but I'm walking through
Oh my
because
God!
it's
even
in the
if you had to
back.
get something.
It's in the
Yeah.
back of the store. And I know that because I've used it before, not because I shop there. No, I asked somebody. But so I'm walking through and all these people are like, "Hi, how's it going?" I was like, "Hi. The fuck is this?" And I was like, "Ah." Then I was in the
Because there's
bathroom washing
evidence
my
that you're
hands.
doing something of value for society.
I was like, "Oh
Very
man,
few
I should
jobs
be
do that.
doors will open if I
Right.
wear this."
Boom.
You know what? I shopped at Walmart this year. They had the best deal on Pro Max soil, and I had to get it
Nothing wrong.
because I needed to amend my soil.
mean,
I didn't have
I've
enough
gotten
compost.
stuff there.
It's not anything. Shit happens. I live where I live, and I had to go all the way down there to get it. Nobody had it here. See,
Okay.
if you understand soil and gardening, you know
Yes.
that they're shitty. You could buy shitty, not soil. It's the potting mix. Shitty, cheap potting mix has all kinds of crap in it. Yeah, this is my show Friday night. So guys, please, I won't be live, but I'm running a vid that I did, and
You're in a cult.
yeah. All right. You guys will have fun. I already made it. I already did it.
How
And,
dumb are they?
Yeah, you'll have fun.
That's
It's just
awesome.
a fun Friday night. Yeah.
That is
yeah.
great. That is
Because
great.
I figured, I'm so, you sometimes you get a little tired of the doomosphere. I mean, I know
Oh,
what's
yeah.
happening out there, but I also like to make fun and do, and that guy, again, Malloy, He's great. I'm gonna, his Substack's funny. Gotta laugh. Unfortunately, the problem is MAGA gives a lot of ammunition, a lot of of material to make fun of, but it's tragic for the country that
Yeah.
we have that to make fun of.
And I do shop at Walmart, by the way. I would have to drive
There you go.
a fucking hour, and I do, but I think of the fossil fuels. It's a trade-off. I
Yeah,
don't know what to do.
exactly. I
I'm
mean,
in the middle of nowhere.
we live where we live. I mean, and to me, to get anything is that kind of drive. And so I had to make a specific list, and I called, I ordered it, and I had it, made sure they had it because I really needed it when I was rebuilding those beds. Ask your wife, she'll understand the difference between shitty potting mix and the good stuff. Unfortunately.
I gotta shout out Mr. LFJ7. I
Bye.
had a troll pop up in my chat last night, and this
Ooh.
chatter nuked him so quick. And I hadn't
Very good.
seen Mr. LFJ7 in the chat at all, but you can see who booted him. And I was like, a
Yay.
lurker.
A very good person.
I mean, I might have missed it. They may have been chatting all night, and I just missed it because I was focused on polls. But I love trolls. Don't know what the fuck is up with my chat. I'm sure they get there and they're like, "Oh shit, why has everyone got a wrench? Oh no, I'm gone."
You know what you should do? Mod duels. You should do like a quick draw thing with the mods and be like, all right, you guys, nothing more than a 10-minute timeout. But in honor of Mr. LFJ7, we're going to have a quick draw contest. Who wants to go?
He said
That
he
would be
felt
fun.
really bad at first. Hold on.
Get rid of him.
No, that's the job, buddy. You don't have to do it, but it's there if you want to.
Well done.
Okay, we're having a
got him, Hoss.
soil and dirt discussion in my chat.
It's getting
cool.
real close to blood and soil.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I'm sorry, but it's been on my mind. I had a humongous dump truck load full of soil dumped in May. The end of May, I started rebuilding the beds. It's popped granite. She said, okay, that's good. Then I have to make sure. Thank you. See, I learned something every day. Somebody told me that perlite has plastic in it. And
Look at
she's
this.
telling me it's
Oops.
popped granite. So I'm grateful. Thank you. Thank you, Cynthia. See,
I
got
think this
fake
was
news.
I think this was a tiebreaker, or there were
Like
two
hit the dog.
trolls. Because
Uh-oh.
I think there was more than one troll. But man, this
First
chat
of all-
is the soil conversation is moving this chat so fucking quick right now.
First of all, good job to both of you for kicking out trolls. Second of all,
Yeah.
if you still disagree about it, we now have a system for how you can deal with it.
Gladiator style.
Quick draw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Third
Boot
of all,
one of you.
don't leave me on the cliffhanger. Is there freaking plastic in that soil or not?
Well, Cynthia says no. I don't know. I use this is not the greatest, but I mix up my own stuff, but I used that Pro Mix because it's totally clean. But I use Coco Core and I make my own compost, but I didn't have enough this year to do the garden bed project. I had gotten manure from the neighbors. You put everything
Happy
in
to send
it. Yeah. They have horses and pigs
Oh, useful.
and goats, and so but it was a very interesting soil year for me to do those beds. So I just appreciate everybody that understands that. Yeah,
Fair
and
enough.
I'm gonna have to do the research on the perlite. See, what the perlite is, you can add it into your soil to amend it, so it keeps the moisture in the soil, so the roots don't dry out. That's perlite. There's a bunch of things you
Okay.
can do. I mix all kinds of shit into my soil. So, but this year was a big thing to build 7 bed, make the new beds
Oh,
for me.
10 o'clock on the dot.
Here she is.
Hello?
Hi. I knew it. I just didn't
Coming
say
in late.
when.
Wait, is this left past 10?
It is.
At 9?
No.
I knew it. Protest. Protest
The show
lurker.
is called Left Past 10. I'm confused. I don't understand.
Okay.
Wait. Have you been doing the whole time?
There's a number of reasons why we call it that. One, we left our own shows past 10 and we were late getting here.
Mm-hmm.
Or we, like, in a few minutes, we leave.
I just got here though.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
I knew this was going to, I don't know if you saw the clip I played at the beginning, but
There's a clip now. Do you
I
mean right
predicted
now?
this. Yeah.
I don't understand. It's 10:01.
It was
Don't
at
we normally
9
start at 10? 9?
9:30.
Was there
No.
a time zone change?
Yeah,
don't
we're
know.
doing this all. I'm trying to think of a place that's.
We're doing this right
Definitely.
of Eastern time.
There we go. Thank you.
So
And
we're to the
so-
right of
so what
Eastern
did-
on this.
I don't
We're in the
get it.
Atlantic.
Your
Well, how
chat
are
was
you,
freaked
Andrea?
out. Your chat was freaking out, Andrea.
How was my chat freaked out? The show just started. I don't.
They were saying, "Where are you? Tell us you're all right. We need to know you're okay." It was on and on and on.
I guess they didn't know. Yeah,
for a
the
while.
last hour was the pre-show. So
And then
the
they
pre-show.
stopped, and
We did the
and
pre-show.
I'm pretty sure they gave up on you.
Hi,
Well,
Andrea.
it only took like 20 minutes.
Did you go
actually-
into the Discord and see that I said Andrea at 9 p.m.?
I
didn't
will-
see. I came on just now.
I will tell you
I
that
don't know.
the show can
She
now
had a busy
begin.
night.
The show officially begins now. Anyway,
Play the intro.
I mean,
Play the intro again.
It's
yes,
like-
yes.
While
Andrea-
my
I'm
chat's
so down for
looking
that.
up all of the vermic.
I'm still gonna ruin the opening. I don't care when it plays. Could play in the middle. Could play at the
That is
end.
extremely rude.
Could play at the beginning. It could play
I'm
at
gonna
the.
timestamp this.
Second
Downright
beginning.
nefarious.
This is
This
like
part will be called like show starts.
this is like the brunch of intros right now.
The brunch of intro.
It's our second helping.
Problems with portion control.
LT9K is reminding people that the show is not over. He's like, please do not leave.
It's the second half.
It's our other beginning.
The other
It's not the
beginning.
end.
Well,
It's like
good
a
evening,
double-decker sandwich.
and welcome to Left Past 10, starring Jake,
I
So
Matt,
did y'all
and
really start
Andrea.
the show at 9?
No.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What was up
no.
with that?
We accidentally started like 2 seconds before you showed up. There wasn't a huge discussion about last night's Bowman Latimer election. None of that stuff.
No, we didn't talk about.
In
Really?
fact, if you want
I
to
would
talk
like-
about
yeah, I would like to talk
Westchester
about it.
and the Bronx counties, we can do that
You know,
now
I've
if
always
you'd like.
preferred Eastchester personally.
What makes it
Oh,
progressive
yes.
to you, Andrew?
What makes what progressive? Eastchester?
What makes a progressive?
Actually, it's not funny. I know the area well, Eastchester and
Is there
Westchester.
really
That's
an
an actual
Eastchester?
place.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah. My stepdad had a
Next, you're going to
business-
tell me
his
there's a
business
West
was there.
Palestine?
Your
Well-
grandfather had a what?
My
Palestine.
stepdad had his business in Eastchester.
Ah,
Mhm.
Is there a Northchester?
There is an
Probably in
amusement
the
park.
UK.
There's an amusement park on the border of North Carolina and South Carolina. Its mailing address is Charlotte, but like you can,
Oh really?
if you're
Is it
in the
south of the
if
border
you're
one?
in the
Yep,
park, you could be like, "Hey, we're in South Carolina," and then you're
Both
like,
states.
"Oh, that ride's over in North Carolina." I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought that was cool.
I had a family member who my executive functions just catching up. Anyway, how are you? I was gonna tell a story about
He's
that
like, "Oh, we're
location.
on air."
No, I'm not. Yeah.
Okay, check this out. Andrea, have you seen the cartoon sitcom on X?
Oh, we're not talking about that. That's not.
You don't
happening.
want to talk about it?
That's not happening. No.
Okay. I said I would
We,
ask.
we were not we were not pleased. He showed it to us pre-show a little bit.
No,
I
it's
didn't
not,
care for it.
Not even gonna.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
To Jake's point,
She
we
should have
can
done it on her show.
we can keep other people from watching it by playing it and thus taking views away. 73.
Well, I don't think there's anybody that's in my chat that would particularly want
is.
to see that.
What's
or
your
want
take
to
on it?
Go out and look at it.
What's your take on it, Andrew?
I saw
Yeah.
it. Too
It's
small.
not laughing at itself, right?
No, we realize that now.
That just bums me out too much. I don't want to get in that mindset. Of
Did you
anger.
watch the
Culture,
whole
it's-
thing?
It's culture.
No,
Did
it's
you
doing
see
it.
the whole micro
not happening.
pilot when Elon Musk shows up at the end?
Nope. I saw Dave Rubin is in it, and I saw a clip of just Dave Rubin's character saying non-binary, and I was like, nope.
Elon Musk shows up right at the end, takes
nah.
an X off the logo and slaps the Twitter X logo up there and is like, it's, and he looks as idiotic as ever, even animated. I mean, when I draw people, I do try and make it look like them, but also try and make it a little cooler. This guy he just doesn't have it in him.
Hold that. So when you draw like me, for example, you try to make me look cooler.
I hope to make you not look less cool.
Jump again. Jump again.
My God, I
I
thought it was.
effing
I thought that
hate
was
this
fake.
guy.
It looks like he has no eyes.
Shirts on backwards too, by the way.
Oh, I wear shirts backwards all the time. I don't
Look.
think we should get him for that one.
Look
I
at
don't
the
think we should
left
get him.
chest print on the back.
Fucking
God.
Prince and left chest.
But
print.
he went to the border and had his cowboy hat on backwards. He's like wearing a cowboy hat that one time and it's backwards.
I mean,
And he
honestly-
said he meant to do it.
I think
Here's
he's
some Musk
not
news.
so bright.
Tesla is down like several billion in profit.
Mhm.
Just let that marinate. And also they had even more recalls. So
It's
go
a
after yourself.
shame. He's not. I don't think he's the bright one. I think he surrounded himself with the bright people, but he is
Oh, yeah.
really I don't know. I don't think he's bright at all.
No.
I think he can
Oh
talk
no,
a
he
good
was born into
political
money.
game.
His parents were apartheid miners in
But
South
he knew what he
Africa.
wanted. He knew what he wanted to do, and any idiot can surround themselves with.
Apparently, all he
when they
wanted
have
to do
money.
was rebrand companies with X. He tried to do
Yes.
it with PayPal, and he's and all these
now-
years later,
now.
he does the exact same thing, and it's like, what is this?
Yeah.
He's so
Yeah, it's your
convinced
Oh,
best
that
so that
idea.
letter.
X was his thing before he did.
He rebranded
Oh,
Grimes
I
with
didn't know
X.
the whole story.
He is
didn't
just-
know.
Just the epitome of idiot boss. Okay. Well, anyway, that shit is my PSAs about getting off Twitter, not using Twitter. I mean,
probably-
if this
you know,
doesn't
Matt,
sell it,
I may not have seen it because when I'm on X and I'm really in a very specific community, I see you because you pop up in my
Hey,
feed, but I don't.
I'm in
get
the feed.
I know, but I'm in the doomer.
I am the
climate,
algorithm.
The climate
Yeah.
scientists. I don't see much of the political stuff. Everything that I see is Dr. Elliot Jacobson
it's-
and Dr. this and Dr.
It's
that.
theirs. It's Twitter fucking made this. It's not
Yeah,
like Twitter
that's
made
pretty
something
bad.
that would appeal to everyone. They made something that would specifically appeal to the worst of them.
And target
Ah,
and
I'm
hurt.
off it.
Yeah,
As
I
if
guess we have to
they-
think about this. Really
If
have to think
all the
about it.
people they're making fun of, they obviously don't care if those people use the app. And so, like, if everyone who was offended by that bailed, they'd be like, oh, no, this is what we want, our little echo chamber.
Yeah. And I
It's
don't
not
see
even
those
funny.
people.
I'm just going to put that out there. It's not even funny.
Are we still
No,
talking
it
about
wasn't.
that sitcom?
Sorry. We're not
was-
talking about it. We are criticizing.
We've
it.
been not talking about it for like 10 minutes. Let's
But the
move
chat's
on.
been
I'm
Should
talking
we
not- I
play
don't
the-
feel it.
you wanna-
Vermiculite
No.
and
Shall we
Prolite
replay
Hard
the
pass.
intro
and
and just
Cocoa
start this
Core.
over again? We just started over for
I
the
think
third
2's
time.
probably good. Although I
Okay.
like the idea of a brunch intro. I really want to like when we feel like our vibe is on, that's when we play the intro again, or like
Yeah,
a
but
secondary intro. Like now we're
add
vibing.
add pickles and peanut butter to the intro. It'll be a
Actually,
true brunch.
Noted.
Pickles and peanut butter.
we need our own Linus and Lucy and call it pickles and peanut butter. As
I
much
like
as I
that.
hate that combination, I would approve
I'm down
of
for that.
that title.
I think the peanut butter pickle
Hate that
sandwich. I'm going to
combination.
throw this out here. I think that's the official sandwich of Less Past 10. I'll vote for it.
Unfortunately, that's true. I think that is probably true. And Andrea
All
seems
the
to think
credit.
I eat 3 a day.
Yep.
I'm sure you're like fucking Squidward in that episode where he tries the Krabby Patty for the first time. You might not know what I'm talking about, but if you
Yeah,
do,
the
I-
generational difference is echoing right now.
I
yeah.
know that's Squeegee Robert? SpongeBob. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
I
That
was
got
so
me.
close.
All right,
Um,
are you going to talk about your shirt, Buddy Head? Somebody had mentioned Pendulous Dragon.
what's
He
going
wrote
on with that?
Buddy Head, and I liked it. I knew what it
Buddy
was.
Head?
I thought, but
Is that when
I
a couple of
love-
pals are
It's
off a
it's
relationship?
it's
and-
my
oh.
kitty's name. I call him
Buddy
Buddy
Head
Head.
Do you really?
is
Buddy Head. Yes, but his name is Buddy.
like producer promoter, I believe, of bands. I found out about them through Ali Problemas. Do you know Problemas? I highly
No.
recommend. This is like hardcore, like lefty, socialist, communist music. It's so good.
I do declare.
And I interviewed them. So, but Buddy Head is like has a very on point muscular meme game.
Mm,
Like just wicked on fire memes. And that is not something you're going to hear come out of my face again. I don't care about memes. The Buddy Head memes, it's like every time you're like bam, 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 and no one gets away with any. You want to talk about
Did you
pulling
say
people
that
left?
phrase again? A what?
Memes.
A
believe
wicked
it's
muscular
German.
or
A
something like
very
that.
muscular meme.
Just
Memes are
strong
the
meme
educa-
game sounds too cliche.
Memes
say
No, I like
stronger
that.
than that.
educational. They're the
A wicked
educational
meme
system.
game? Is that what I
Steroid
heard?
infused,
jack-
badass to the max.
Gutters.
I mean, you
meme
could cut
game.
that, put that in an advertisement promotion. A muscular meme game /
Yes.
wicked meme game, or was it both?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wicked on point with fire. I think something like
Low
that. I forget.
column
It's
A.
the moment's gone. The
Yeah,
moment's gone.
that's gone.
The moment's gone.
But it's a
when
cool
they
shirt
used the
too. Don't you
term-
like the logo?
Yes,
good.
I
Yeah.
love the shirt.
Yeah,
I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's got a rainbow on there.
I love it.
Hell
all
yeah.
of it. Yep. The skull and the rainbows together. That's like
I know.
my world.
I do kind of
together.
dig that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that's what I'm saying. Like they have very good
Yeah.
aesthetics.
I'm definitely going to look them up. But see, I was saying earlier, memes are the educational system in the United States.
Like, kind of
Basically.
Yeah.
It's
Basically.
a simple meme, but it's true.
Yeah. I would think now. Remember the days when we didn't know what they were? What a meme was? And they
Oh yeah.
just started, and I'm like,
No,
what the fuck is a
there
meme?
was- There's a guy sitting in my living
Meme
room. We were
news.
burning one down, and he said, he goes,
Dude, check out this meme.
he's like, they call them memes now. Have you seen these? There was one that was, and he described it to me, and I was like, I could care less. I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds totally meaningless. Here we are.
I
It's,
discovered the
it's
word
9 years
reading the
later.
fucking
Memeing it
selfish
away.
gene.
All right, so apparently there were two things. Number one, I feel that it got started properly with bullying Jake's up nerd. All right. Listen here, honky.
Hey, man.
I'm not gonna
Go on air
Jake,
more.
apparently, I'm gonna. do that. No,
my
I can
friend
has
Sam says that
cheeseburger.
all the
I
time.
feel is the granddaddy of meme makers,
Who?
but that's not accurate because it turns out I can has cheeseburger. First proper meme in my opinion, but
Okay.
apparently there was memes as soon as there was printed words. Like there's telegraph memes. People did smiley faces out of
Yeah.
the colons and the parentheses and what have you. It's insane. I'm trying to pull up an example for you.
The
The
thing,
humans love to meme.
the earliest internet thing, I don't know if it's a meme, that I remember is all your base or belong to us.
Oh God,
What?
yeah.
Say
Remember that?
again?
All your base or belong to us.
Oh my
All
Yeah.
your base.
Well, that's
All
in
your
a,
base
that's
are
in a
belong
game
to us.
too. So that originates from something real.
Yeah.
Now we're in
Yeah,
like the era
all
where the
memes can.
memes are based on the memes are based on the memes, and
Yeah,
it's like
there
an
you go.
infinite Ouroboros, like kind of thrown into like some washing machine, and then
Oh God.
you ever
Oh,
see
this
that
is
shit?
cool.
Oh.
Here.
Ow. Ooh. Sorry.
Tell me
Look at
this
it.
is
I
not
have
the
to go like
exact
this.
format.
That is
100-year-old
funny how you think
Look
you
at
look
that.
when a flashlight is taken.
Meaning
you
of
really
flash
look.
photography.
Wait,
Yeah.
is this real?
It's a comic,
I believe
but they
so.
called it a meme then. So how you think you look when well,
Fuck.
people but then wouldn't they have called it like comics?
No, they didn't
then?
call it a meme. It's just
No. Yeah.
but it's the exact same format.
The precursor to a meme. Look at that.
Yeah.
How
Holy
you
shit.
think you look. Look at that.
That is still a thing. That is hilarious.
That's
Wow.
pretty wild.
Wow.
Thanks, Jake. We
I
learned
love
something
The
today.
fucking face goes like inverted there at the bottom.
It's
And I-
How you
so
really
funny.
I also love that when it's the example of thinking they look fly, it is the most drag king look I have ever seen.
Yeah, that's how they did it back then in the silent film era.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
Heavy makeup.
Yeah, I mean, gender norms change, man.
I'm
I wish I
doing
had something more profound.
I'm going to be interviewing a guy who is breathing new life into the old school anime manga character Unico. Do you know Unico?
Hold on. Maybe.
I had a question
Andrea, I
for
feel
you
like-
about your stuff, Matt. Do you advertise your shows? Is it basically all political, or do you advertise to the comic world? These interviews you do
Good
with people,
question.
these artists and these comics.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the
I mean,
comic
because who does what you do? Nobody. You interview these people that are these artists, these comics. It's a whole market for you.
Nobody does it better. No,
Well,
this
I
is
was
what I'm
thinking about
saying
that.
is
Little bond in there, yes.
I appreciate that. So I what I want to do is I feel like a broken record, which is why I'm hesitating saying this, but I want to get people into politics, into comics, and people into comics, into politics.
I got
And if I market directly to either one, I feel like I'm not doing it right. Like they
The
should
way
be
you-
picking up
the premise
on
of
the
your channel.
outskirts of whatever they're, because politics is pop culture. It just fucking, I don't like
Yeah,
that
it
necessarily,
is.
but it really is. And so I think that comics is, you can't not see it.
Right. Gotcha.
And a lot of comics people are online people, right? Everyone is, but especially pop culture folks. And so, you're on Twitter and Jamal Bowman and Superman are trending. Know
At
what I
one-
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's literally the only reason why I put anything on Twitter. But yeah, I mean, I will continue to, like I interviewed Eddie On, who's a environmentalist attorney and nonprofit executive director, and he also did a graphic novel of his memoirs. And there it is. That's exactly, the worlds have collided. There's proof.
Yeah.
I'm putting that out there, and that's the kind of stuff I'm going for. But occasionally somebody comes along, there's an opportunity, and I'm like, bah, I got to interview him. This is all comics. There's nothing political. Although this Unico,
It's still interesting because these people are interesting.
yeah, and that's
They're
the thing.
different.
They are.
They're different.
And this guy is writing he's revitalizing this legendary character from the god of manga is
Okay.
who they call the original creator, and it is let me just read this
Oh,
to you.
so the proper translation of the name is Dr. Jump.
Right, yeah. It says Unico Awakening. Unico awakens on Earth and is befriended by a resourceful cat named Chloe who feels protective of the young unicorn. Chloe begs Unico to turn her into a human girl so she can help an old woman, but that act of kindness has unforeseen consequences. Unico's use of his power alerts Venus to his location. That's the villain. And now she wants to destroy them both. So this is one of those, like,
Sign me up.
it's very like, who doesn't love this, right? It's so simple and pure and awesome, but Unico is this cute
premise.
little unicorn that like its power is you can't help but feel happy when they're around.
Right.
Oh, that's lovely.
And so they were like, do you want to interview this guy? And I work with this agency that sends me previews and stuff to review. And I was like, yes, this is going to be great. And this guy happened to, I think he co-wrote, I'm looking into him now. I think he co-wrote The History of Anime, the book.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a history of anime for
Yeah.
kids or something like that. I ordered it right away, so it should be here tomorrow. But
That's cool.
Excellent.
no.
That's awesome.
Oh, here, wondering here.
If
You
Harvey-
know,
I hope so. That was such
We-
a fun interview.
Yeah, have eyes wide shut ass stories going on.
we talk a lot.
I'm sorry. I'm just
Lord,
imagining Harvey K at an Eyes Wide Shut party
God.
would be exactly like Danny DeVito at the in Always Sunny. I'd be very excited to see Harvey K. Harvey K. What I love so much about these stories is he's like the obvious fuddy-duddy progressive in a like constantly different, like rooms full of different kinds of assholes, basically, and it's amazing to just listen to him be an adorable wet blanket on our behalf. He's like a hero of mine.
So he and I are pitching our comic right now. We are not currently making a comic, and it is painful because when we talk, I'm like, we should be drawing this. We should be drawing all these conversations. I'm loving
Yes.
this. Like,
You gotta
we
make
have
a comic about pitching the comic,
exactly. That would be
Hear
a
me
great
out,
idea. That's a
right?
great concept.
And then you gotta pitch the comic about
With
pitching the comic. But wait, there's more.
folding in on itself.
Till it gets
Then
pitched.
you create the
metaverse.
comic based on pitching the comic, based on pitching the comic about Thomas Paine.
In the middle of pitching, in the middle of the pitch, in the room, you got to do one of these.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Just so you can paint that in later.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
And then, it's me every other panel going, wait, I'm lost. Which layer is this? I mean,
was randomly there on a page. Yeah.
it's not a bad idea to have a pitch that's a comic of us pitching our idea for a comic. That's pretty good
Especially
idea.
since the
It's
general
appropriate.
premise is
Alma?
Harvey K's adventures in the world,
Yeah.
And you tell a greater story through what he saw, but yes,
he's
I
so
think that's
much-
right in line.
He's so much like
Hmm.
I'm still very, I don't know, you tell me what the left is. And he's like, this is what the left is. And I'm like, okay, yes, like, okay, man. It's very radical. And I'm still like, I voted for Bush the first time.
Which one? In
Dude,
90, in 88?
sympathies.
I wasn't old enough to vote for him then.
I never voted for an R in my life.
Good for you, man.
Uh-uh.
I voted.
I
for-
have a
actually-
A lot of
family
working
story,
parties. A lot of
actually
working
can tell.
working party candidates.
I had like a 2-year period where I was like, I mean, look, I was registered Republican voting for Barack Obama. So it's
And
Oh, that's awesome.
Antonio.
because
was
I was like, this is my kind of Republican. this guy right here sounds like a great Republican to me because the Republicans
The
had.
black guy
You wanna
was a
talk
great
about-
Republican to you?
You want to talk
That's
about the
funny.
Overton window? It shifted
Interesting.
so much that I was like, oh, these guys are right wing warmongers. I'm gonna vote for this Republican who still goes to war, but with drones, But anyway,
Basically, yeah.
Now
fewer
that's interesting.
casualties.
Here's
That's
why
interesting.
I will.
It was not
eternally
right.
be sympathetic to people who make an earnest mistake in politics. Once upon a time, my daddy,
Uh-oh.
who was a left-wing dude his
From
whole
way
life,
back?
from way
the
back,
way back machine now.
he was. Hey, Bob Treesh, good to see you, man. He literally had the thought, like, I don't want to go my whole life voting for one party. Like, on general principle, I want to give somebody from another party a chance.
Ugh.
Nixon was actually
Oh,
seen
really?
as something of a centrist in
Yeah.
his day. So even
Yeah.
though he voted against him at first, he was like, there's nothing wrong with trying out something different. And he voted for Nixon the second time. And immediately after that, I'm talking within a month
Really?
or whatever it was that the Watergate story
Nixon
broke.
got
The Watergate story broke.
busted. Yeah.
And that was
Wow.
his never again moment. He's like, all right, never again. Never again. And in 96
Interesting.
years, that's the one time he voted for a Republican.
You can see how left I've gone. If you look at it that way, right? It's like, holy shit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
slingshotted this way, right?
Absolutely.
And I
The-
was
the-
still
Because
doing lots of
you-
charity work and stuff.
You got the
I don't know.
woke mind virus.
Yeah, you got it.
That's true. It's destructive.
Yeah. I got a
Oh, for
a
fuck's
fever
sake.
for the wokeness.
The woke mind virus.
Also, a light case of untreated syphilis,
That's
Very
Donald
light.
Trump.
an unrelated
mild?
fever.
Do you guys want to watch
And
the new
Tate
X
is- Tate is
sitcom?
no.
It's animated. God, can you imagine somebody fucking saying, "Oh my God, the X sitcom is out. It's animated." Can you imagine somebody? I heard.
I don't
If
need
it
to
was worth a
imagine.
damn.
I
They're
don't.
heard Dave
trying-
Rubin's
they
in
are
it.
Experienced
but
it?
They're
Ugh.
trying to get it. They're trying to get it like, oh, it's Archie Bunker, but it's not at all.
They totally
Yeah.
screwed that up. If that's what
But
they're trying
they
to do,
used it-
I'm
but
just not
no,
feeling
they
it,
were-
y'all.
They were thinking, okay, we're gonna have our own.
I don't think they get
thing.
Archie Bunker, or
used-
they
they
just
used the
totally
scene-
missed it.
They used the scene that the place was his house.
Here's my issue.
Archie.
I want to have a constructive conversation about this eventually, and
Yeah,
I
not
invite
tonight.
anybody to come on my channel and do it. Truth be
Yeah, sure,
told,
do it.
I'm just not in this night right now.
No,
I'm not in a mood where I'm
because
going to
we'll
say
get
things that I'm
angry.
proud of.
We'll get
Yes,
very
yeah, I'm
angry.
irrationally angry, but
Yeah,
I'm
talk
at least
about-
acknowledging that.
Well, actually, now that's like a pitch for making me want to talk about it. I want to see this irrational anger. I want to bring it out.
do it on his show. Go on.
We could talk
go
about-
on to Jake's channel.
We could
The
talk
story
about
I
that.
almost told about my grandpappy would
no.
would come to
Oh,
the front,
God.
and those genes that I inherited that caused him to behave the way he behaved. Where the full extent of the story that I'll tell is this: when he found out there was a Klansman in his general vicinity, that's how I'm going to behave. But the issue is, I'm not near anybody right now, and it's instead going to come off as me being irresponsible in front of a
Let me-
microphone, and I don't want to do that. I just
Let
don't
me
wanna do that.
tell. Let me instead tell a brief story
Okay.
because I was recently
Okay.
in a job interview, and it reminded me of a previous job interview where I was asked this is a question I don't get asked a lot. What is my number one fault?
Ooh.
And I said, I'm
I'm
brutally
just so
honest.
damn hardworking, man.
No, I said, yeah, you won't be able to get rid of me. No, I said I'm brutally honest, and they were like, that's not really a fault. And I was like, well, I don't really fucking care what you think.
Oh, here we go. Boom, boom.
Is that real? You said that?
No, it's a joke.
No.
I was
Oh,
waiting for the
God.
next part of the story.
I would
Yeah,
say
me
that.
too. I was.
Uh,
waiting
maybe
for the
I'll
next part.
Go to some random job interviews just so I can use that
That's-
line. That would be
that's actually
awesome.
It
funny.
really would be awesome. I
Do
want
the
to know
Step
what happens
Brothers-
next.
Your-
Remember Step Brothers did those job interviews? Remember
Oh,
the
yes.
movie Step Brothers where they showed up
So
in
good.
tuxedos and the interviewer was asking questions and they're like, hold on, shut up for a second. What you call him?
the-
Just shut your
Oh my
mouth.
God, as a former
Shut your
HR
mouth for a second.
professional, that's funny stuff. Yeah,
Hey,
definitely funny stuff.
do you remember I told you guys about the GI Joe Kickstarter?
Yeah.
I did bring
Yeah.
that up, right?
Yeah, you did.
It ended today at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Boom, boom.
At
Okay.
over at over $3.7 million.
Oh,
And it was
wow. It was
so
very
it was
successful.
they were asking for 50 grand. They got it in 6 minutes. They were fully funded in 6 minutes. It is now, this is why I'm bringing it up. It is now the most successful comic book Kickstarter in history. Nobody's
Wow.
made this much money. They had just over 10,000 backers, 3.7 million.
Jeez.
And what they do is once you
Should
get
be pretty
over
successful.
once they get over the amount they were trying to crowdfund, they start adding stretch goals. And they're like, okay, now if we get to this, we'll give you this stuff on top of it, no extra charge. And so they unlocked 22 stretch goals.
Jeez.
I did my Kickstarter. We had like 3, maybe 4.
All right, I'm
But
doing a
theoretically,
Kickstarter.
like, what, like,
I need a
getting a record
Kickstarter.
for stretch goals isn't that big of a deal. Because couldn't you
Oh.
make the stretch goals anything? Like $50,001 and then $50,005.
Yes,
and
but
then
it
you
needs
could
to be
get, like,
incentive for you to get more people
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, oh, they got
involved.
20 stretch goals. Is that really? I mean,
No, it was
isn't that
what
much to
happened
say?
was
I mean-
they were making so much money. They made like 600,000 in the first day or something. And it was going so fast that they were like, they didn't even put a dollar amount on it. They said, here's our stretch goals. And then once they started getting into like, up around 1 million, they said, okay, if we hit 900, I forget what it was. They're like, if we hit 900 stretch goal, because they wanted over 1 million. You see what I mean? And so I say, oh shit, I can get all this like glorious stuff from these stretch goals if I just get more people involved. And so the more money they make, the more I get for my original pledge. And I was like number 624, I think. So
And
and
what
that
is
was
all
within
in
the first
there?
few
Like,
hours.
you're getting all the remastered comics, and like, what do you get?
They-
A statue? You get like a bubblegum machine.
So they
some
hook up
posters, a
Concept.
they
t-shirt.
hook up the books first, right? It's already 4 hardback books in a box set,
Yeah.
and that's decorated. And then they're like, we're gonna add foil to the covers. We're gonna put in the ribbon, right? The ribbon bookmark. We're gonna do the gilded edges, and then they're like, here's stickers, here's patches, here's posters. And then when they started getting way up there, they were like, we're gonna do reprints of comics that you can't get reprints of ever again. Like there's a silent issue about Snake Eyes, the mute G.I. Joe character, and they reissued that. There's one that was drawn entirely by Todd McFarlane, famous comic book artist Todd McFarlane, and they shelved it, and they had somebody else redraw it and did a different story, and so they're like, we'll put that out there now. They put that out there eventually, but they're like, we're gonna reprint it. And so there's all these things that they were adding that are like only available through this Kickstarter. A lot of them are, and I'm a huge nerd about trading cards to the point where I don't buy them because it would be like an all new addiction. And I already got one of those with the comics in the first place. I don't need that shit. But like they are like, okay, we're gonna have, I don't know what it was, like 10 trading cards or something, and they're like your favorite characters by your favorite G.I. Joe comic book artist, and it really is. It's like, oh my god, that guy's drawing that guy. Oh, cool. And then as stretch goals, they're like, you can vote on who you would want these artists to draw. And so then everyone who had pledged got to vote, and they're like, all right, now we're gonna do these 3. And the way the Kickstarter was, it was split down the middle. You could get like a G.I. Joe version theme or a Cobra theme. And so the stretch goals, the cards, the trading cards, it was like you get G.I. Joe if you pledged for G.I. Joe theme, Cobra for Cobra theme. However, there are add-ons. So for $25, you could buy the Cobra cards. Then they tripled the amount of cards because the stretch goals kept adding them. So for the exact same price of the original 10, now you get like 36.
Oh, that's lovely.
And so I was
That's a
like,
good
holy shit,
concept.
I'm getting the new cards. You know what I mean? So I'm going to get the add-on for the Cobra card. So, you get those probably don't open them.
It's like hearing
Just
like a
keep 'em-
4-year-old describe their first ice cream.
This
cone.
is
And then I
this is
started
the
thinking, is
thing.
this how Donald Trump does it with his cards
These-
and his coins?
But
and-
these are a collection of comics from
I know.
1980 to 1994.
yeah.
They've never been collected like this. They've never been. Some of them have just never been collected, but they're collecting them in books that are 1,000 to 1,200 pages each. 4 books, and so this is the kid in me being
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's
It's
real.
cool.
I got,
you.
and my favorite character is Bazooka. And I was like voting for Bazooka trading cards and I kept losing. And I was making comments because you can comment. And I was like, come on, guys, vote for Bazooka. And everyone was like, dude, nobody's voting for Bazooka. The last stretch goal at $3.5 million was a Bazooka trading card. This morning, we were at like 3.1. We were at 3.5 by like noon. I was like, holy shit, they made 400,000, cinched it.
The
That's a
bazooka
good feeling.
campaign money. It's like APAC, but
Yeah.
even worse.
yeah. A pack, C pack, bazooka pack.
Exactly.
Anyway, that's the nerd in me. I just wanted to get that out there.
we
Historic.
know you're a nerd. That's
It's
fine.
a big deal.
You
I'm
know,
a
we
cool
all-
nerd, though.
We all
Not
have
as
an
cool
inner
as
nerd.
me.
I mean,
I've
we're all
been-
nerds here.
I had friends who described me to a friend of theirs in earshot of me. They were like, Matt's like into the Hulk and stuff like that, but he's really cool. And I was like, the Hulk? Where are you getting that shit from? That's so random.
He really likes like Charlie
Char-
Brown and what have
the-
you, but
The only cartoon
That would
I
make
could think
sense.
of.
They're like, he's like big into Aquaman, but he's also cool.
Oh God.
Fucking the
I know nobody would ever say that about me about anything with a cartoon or whatever. She's big into like we're fucked, you know.
He's a doomer, but
yeah,
she'll make you laugh.
motorcycles in theory.
yeah, the old.
She's a
well,
motorcycle nerd, but she's all right.
I'm a motorcycle.
Now motorcycles are rad.
It was. My daughter actually has my shovel head. I gave it to her. And the other day I went over after I was up there. She had a little surgery thing. And so I went over and her boyfriend, Jeremy, oh my God, he was showing me all the things. They put new bars on it, all the stuff that he did to it. He had bought her another bike to ride. Like, I don't know if she's ever going to ride it. It's a 1981, but I had redone it. It's been redone twice. And then I gave it to her and now they're redoing it. It's
I would
classic.
ride it if only to say, last weekend I
Let's see if I
rode
can
a
find a
1980s
picture.
motorcycle. That's cool.
Yeah, I had it for a long time. Her dad had it first, and then I had it. It was like my second one. I've had 3, so but
Mhm.
she's now got it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't think I have a picture of it. I don't know. It's a pretty cool bike, but they didn't like the handlebars. They are.
Motorcycles are scary though.
Well, I rode for a long time. I mean, I've been out on the road. I did
How
it
many
for a
times
while.
did you crash?
Never. Nope, never.
Not
The
bad.
one time I kind of fell over on a root in somebody's property. That was it. I didn't even fall over. I just hit a root. And that was it. I don't think I have I got a picture of the old one. Okay. I'm gonna
Excellent.
Wait. So I missed not your fault. It's my fault. I missed the important word there. What happened when you hit the root on the motorcycle? You hit a root.
Yeah, it was in a park. I was just parking. All I did was fall over a little bit. It was my
Gotcha.
first bike. That's the one I gave my daughter. I just put the picture in there for you.
Get it on screen.
That was the only time. I never had it. I rode everywhere. I mean, I've been cross country. I've done some serious riding. Serious in my life. But I don't hang out with any of them those people anymore because they changed. And there's a lot of MAGA cultists and they changed because whatever was inside them that they kept quiet came out. A lot worse than, and I knew the tendencies, but I ignored it. But it's
I think your path there though it makes sense. I don't think people can be blamed for necessarily having ignored those red flags in their family members just
Red.
because we were
not
all in
family members and the people I hung out
sorry,
with. The
friends
biker
and
community.
family is what I meant to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Just because you would have looked like a psycho back in the day.
Would
and
have.
and now we know. Now we know. Don't ignore that stuff. Talk about that stuff. But the
Right.
reasonable thing at the time would be like,
Right.
let's not make this about politics.
No,
But
and
we
back
should
then,
absolutely make it about politics.
no self-respecting biker guy would ever ride with a Trump flag or a politician flag on their motorcycle.
Yeah.
Ever. You know it's a cult. I mean, their club, yeah. Never a politician's flag or any of that shit. It is sick and twisted. It's a cult. I hate it. I don't even want
Same.
to talk. I don't talk to a lot of people from my past. Nope. Bikers versus motorcyclists. Well, show the bike picture.
Where'd you put it?
I put it in the Discord. Where
Oh, I
put
turned
I
it-
that-
just looked in the
sorry.
Discord. Oh wait, maybe it's in the.
Oh
Private.
no, I put it in the wrong one. Sorry. I have to delete it. I
Someone
put it
else
in.
just got a bike.
No, I put it in mine, and nobody get. I mean, I put it in the wrong one. Sorry. I'll put it in there.
Well,
I'll
they're doing
put
that,
it in
Andrea.
there.
I want to do with
All right,
you
it's there.
my game I play with my friends,
There
which
you
is
go.
we pull up Grand Theft Auto and make it our mission to destroy all people on bicycles. I don't know
Just
why
play
that
Grand
started.
Theft Auto 3,
Exactly, Emerald View.
and then they're
Sorry.
not there. Mission accomplished.
Oh.
All
I
right,
have.
put it in.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
San
I have to
Andreas.
apologize to LT9K. I'm not. He's gonna have
What's happening?
his first video in a while this Tuesday or Saturday,
Oh,
and I'm in a CPR first aid training class
What
for
time?
like 8 hours the whole
Oh.
day.
oh shit.
Oh, yeah, I'll have a game.
I'm gonna miss
What a
it,
piece
but
of
everyone's
fucking
got to
dog
check that
shit.
out. Hey, I mean,
Will.
I could potentially be saving lives, Andrea.
I...
I could potentially be saving lives.
I mean,
how I'm trying to
LT9K is probably
virtue
gonna
signal.
commit
What
suicide
time
from
is he
depression
doing?
of you not being there. So when
Yeah,
you think
what
about
time
it,
is he doing it?
With Matt's luck, the person who's gonna have like a heart attack or something near him is gonna be me. He's got to put his lips on my nasty mouth.
No, it's gonna be a child in my care, most likely. There we go. Nice.
Yo,
That's the one I gave my
Beautiful.
kid. Oh, they changed the
Oh.
bars. They changed the handlebars to pullbacks. I had drag bars on it. Yeah.
I think that's a gorgeous motorcycle.
Yeah, I rode that for a long time. It's an old shovel head. That's what it's called. It's a
Very
it was
cool.
it started out. It was what color? That was red when it started out.
Huh.
Yeah.
I dig it, man.
Cool. But that's not the one I rode for years after. I rode another one. This one I had, but I gave it to her. So
That's so
stays
sweet of you.
stays in the family. Yeah.
And it's cool that she was able to change the bars. I don't know which
Well,
I'd prefer,
Jeremy is
but
doing all the shit. He's a good boyfriend.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just put LT9K's link in my chat. It is this. It's on his YouTube channel.
what's the video about?
This Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. It is. I'll tell you. Oh darn it! That's
2 p.m. Eastern.
yeah. It's
Oh,
It's about the Parents Television Council. So the Parents Television Council rant number 10.
Holy shit! I got a lot of
Okay.
catching up to do.
Yeah. So now there's
Am I going to
more.
be able to follow it if I don't see one? through
now
nine?
now Parents
hope not.
Television and Media Council. So they've evolved and he's covering it. So that's
Cool.
this
Excellent.
Saturday, June 29th.
I'll check it out.
I am looking forward to checking it out. I wish I could be in the chat.
It's unfortunate that you're out there doing
it's
the
Saturday at what
CPR.
time? Saturday at what time?
2 p.m. Eastern.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
don't know
I
if
gotta
I'm
do
gonna
it's.
it
I
either.
had
I'm
to
gonna
pick
try.
the first, closest, soonest CPR.
Well, that's good.
Mouth
For
to
you.
mouth with those
Is he still here?
dummies that are just like the
Oh, he's
torso,
still here.
no limbs, and the
creepy,
face.
yeah.
Oh god, it's so
So
weird.
spooky.
It's like what?
I'll try to make it. All right. Well, it's 10:44. I'm probably going to be the first one to.
Oh,
I
shit.
didn't-
Maybe
44 p.m.
Yeah.
on the East Coast.
Although Sandy,
It's been an hour
Oh,
and
here it
45
is.
minutes. What?
why would
Here it
you
goes.
assume
Gonna
I'm just going to
leave.
randomly cut out?
Because you are. I am.
Oh,
too.
Man,
look.
Andrea
Oh,
just
Andrea
like
did it.
exactly 44-minute show.
Oh,
All right. Good night. I love
I
you
had
guys.
like one dad joke the whole night.
She's back. Look at
Back.
that. No,
We should
I'm
There it
play
is.
the
saying that
intro
I'm
again.
tired. I did a lot of work outside today, and I'm kind of beat. But I got everything done before the rain, so now there's just a lot more weeds.
I'm proud of you, Sandy. You want to see something spooky though?
Oh, you're leaving. Ah!
Oh, I think he's still there technically.
I see the fingers. There's like a little visual.
Wow, it's called
They're gone.
residue. um, that was actually kind of a neat effect.
I definitely did not see that coming. I just thought he would leave. So
I'm a little tired because I was pushing an egg around the house today, but then I found out that's not even how you make egg rolls. That's dumb.
could you say
That's
that? What is the
bad. I was
food item?
trying to
Could you pronounce that for me?
egg rolls,
Well, you said you were pushing a what?
an egg around the house.
Interesting. The
An
way you
egg.
pronounced it, you said egg.
Oh, maybe it was the connection.
Maybe it's like AYYEG. Egg.
Egg. How do you say it?
I would say egg.
Egg. I thought that's what I said. Egg.
Rewind the tape.
You know
I
what?
think you'll find that is somewhat possibly not true.
Did you see the majority report was upset with me still?
What happened? Another cease and goddamn desist? Are we gonna have to go to San Antonio?
You want to watch it?
Yep, let's go.
Good afternoon, Sam and Emma. This is John from San Antonio.
John from San Antonio. Long time no hear from. It is primary day. So here you are.
Yeah.
What's the
I'm gonna
matter?
be on,
Letter Hack's not streaming right now?
Ooh, burn.
Hear the laughter? And that's what really, it's like, oh,
The
Emma's
derision.
involved. And then no sooner does it register that Emma's saying, ooh, burn, the stab in the heart of that laughter in the background.
And needless to say, John from San Antonio came on your show, did an excellent show
Yep.
with microphone quality greater than a phone from 1987,
Thank
right?
you.
So, hey, I mean, they love making fun of the whole situation. They're probably 5 or maybe even 7 cease and desist letters in. I say, fuck them. Fuck. They probably, hey, let's probably also go into say this. They're in New York. They probably moved the needle on that primary result. I would imagine with their banter and their hatred, even downright.
I am
unfortunate.
going to oh, and this. You guys, I guess you don't know me after all, because I am the guy who will beat this over the head forever. There's plus
And I will do it until I win.
I mean, this is very good for my ratings. I had like almost 550 viewers last night. Thank you.
Did you have a thumbnail that was like?
No, but that one did very well also. Like that is
That's what I mean.
also-
Just like clip out, what we just did. Clip it out, and then just put it on there with like the thumbnail with like fireworks and explosions. Like
Majority
you like
Wars
Photoshop like a Vietnam War helmet on top of you or something.
MR Roman numeral 2
Exactly.
or something. Yeah. Yeah.
Make it work.
Ooh, burn. But
It,
the funniest part is that John refuses to like play along.
Well, yeah, he doesn't want to be treated like a fucking property, like he's a commodity, to be bought and sold.
Let me ask you this. I think I know the answer to this. MR is going to do a live show on election night in November. Are you there?
No. I will be doing an election stream myself. Too busy. Is that a
I'm going.
disappointing answer?
I'm going.
All right. You can scope it out.
Well, it's gonna be a who's who of what do they call it? It's gonna be a veritable who's who of the
I don't
left.
need to be, going to these cocktail parties with these uppity ivory tower or cease and desisters, I'm going to be doing my own live
No,
stream.
I was saying we could call them out. We could, from the audience, be like,
I don't feel like getting arrested, that's not, I've been arrested too many times in my lifetime, it's not
I mean,
something
we
I'm
could hold
interested
that
in.
over their head. Lefties arresting true lefties,
It's possible.
pro
Could do a
cop,
coup.
and be like, what is this, TYT? I thought this was the majority report.
More like Minority Report. It's like that movie. You ever see that movie?
Yeah.
We'll be arrested for even mentioning it.
I drew Michael Brooks, Sam, and I think Brendan, the old producer, in a Majority Report cartoon one time, because everyone calls them. People used to call them Minority Report by mistake.
That's right. Well, it's not a mistake. That's what they advocate for. They'd have us locked up for even saying it out loud if they could.
Annie Fitzgerald's on Matt Bender right now, which is very cool for her. Please don't change the channel, you guys.
No, change the channel. Fuck this.
VOD.
Yeah, this show. Go watch that one live. That's way more.
You know what's funny is our viewer count went up a couple after Jake and Sandy left because I think they instantly became viewers.
Interesting.
They left, joined the chat, and then our viewer count went boop boop. So,
Well,
but
really raking it in. So did
yeah,
y'all really start at 9? What happened with that? Is there a little mistake?
I mean, you're lucky we're still doing it on Wednesdays.
Next time I'm gonna show up on Wednesday, and there's gonna be no show. I'm gonna have to show up on my own channel. I have to go live. Hey, where is everybody? I thought it was left past 10.
I don't know. It's about to be left past. It's about to be right past 11.
Well, yeah. I mean, with all this George Bush voting that we've been discussing.
Hey,
right past
I have
11.
been more than made up for that. Probably not, but
Yeah,
I mean, I am more than any other. Most people just vote differently. I've made it my lifestyle to make up for that.
Oh. I got something in my eyeball. I'm sorry. Oh man, this is not good. Like an eyelash. I felt it like invert into my eyeball. What were you saying? Something about?
I had a cat a kitten, and it turned out that all of her eyelashes were growing inward. And she would
That's not
always
good.
squint, and we just thought she was a cute little kitten. And then we were like, oh, there's something wrong. And we had
And then
to
you were like, "Oh, she's just a kitten."
oh,
Is that not where you were
jeez.
going?
No. This is a real story. That
This
is
one's real. Okay.
that is pretty sweet. No, we had her her eyelids cryogenically frozen. So she just didn't have any eyelashes anymore.
That's fucking strange.
Well, I wanted to save her life.
Really? It was life threatening?
She had a lot of anomalies. She had claws that would grow under and wrap around till they look like little
so the
snail
claws
shells
too?
almost.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to have to do a
That's
lot of
strange.
work on those.
Hmm.
But she was a happy, healthy kitty her whole life.
After the
So
cryogenic alterations.
she was grateful. So
Really?
pretty sure.
That's great.
The next time I ever adopt, it's going to be a senior dog because it makes me so angry to think that someone would give up a dog because they're old. And I
Is
can't
that
think
real?
of
Do
a
people do that?
yeah. And I cannot think of a more grateful pet than a dog in that situation and be like, I'm gonna spoil you fucking rotten for the rest of your 5 or
Max, are
6
you a
years,
senior
whatever
dog?
you got. I would do
Look at him.
everything for them. They'd be like, oh my God, this really worked out in my favor.
Max, are you a senior dog?
He's like, I'm taking a nap.
He's not responding. Oh, hey. Are you old? Max, how old are you? He doesn't know.
Max says, talk to the computer like you always do.
Yeah, I'm
Weirdo.
talking to the TV. Look at him. Look at the way he tilts his head. Look at that. Why does he tilt his head that way?
Remember I did a cartoon of Max in a Letter Hack t-shirt?
Did you? I remember, yeah, you did a couple cartoons.
I wonder if we
with
can find that. How would you even go about looking that up?
I don't know.
There's the drawing you did of Max.
I often draw Max. I do that frequently.
Yeah, I'll never be able to find it. That's the problem is Twitter just chews these things up and they disappear.
They go into like the internet fucking graveyard. Purgatory. Like you can still walk in there and see it, but it's still not really findable.
Have you ever seen Steve Zuzu, The Life Aquatic?
No.
With Steve Zuzu?
Nope. Never heard of it.
Check that out. That is one of my personal favorites. This is what
Is
I
that a
came
reference?
across. Yeah. I think any Life Aquatic fan would recognize that.
Excellent.
But that's one of my favorites, and I just don't think people got it.
I don't get it. But it's still, it looks good. I mean, you know.
Yeah, it's a Wes Anderson film. From
I'll have to check it out. And then you can show
there.
that to me again. All right. Okay.
That's what I was going for. It's a great moment.
Yeah, it's identical then.
But oh well. Back when I used to do cartoons in real time.
What do
They'd
you
say
mean by
something
real
funny.
time?
They'd say something funny on the show. I would drop everything and draw it, and then there would be
Like an hour
before
later.
but yeah, well, minutes before the show was over. It was like I was so fast at it, and they just now they hate me, and I don't know.
That's the
know what to do.
thing, is that they don't understand the souls that they're crushing out there with the, and you know, feel free to clip this and send it to them. You know, it's like, it's very, you know, Letterhack, when we started the show, we're like, what, 37 episodes now. Letterhack was young, spring in his step. Now you can see hair's all gray, you know, can't even really stay up. We have to get the show earlier so that, you know, he can fall asleep on time, because he just can't take it anymore. Honestly, all the work, the unpaid for and unappreciated and also underappreciated work that's been gone in has created what we can see here is really a shell of a man for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
What do you have to say
No,
about that?
I agree. I mean, I've been going gray since I was 30.
It started around when you watched Sam Cedar for the first time. Is that somewhere around that?
Wish that would make sense. No,
It explains a lot.
I remember one day I caught a glimpse of something in my car window, and when I was getting in the car, and I was like, "Oh, I got something in my hair," and I was like, "Oh, that is my hair." I'm going gray.
I have a gray hair. It came out recently, like it just fell out. Pretty cool.
Oh, right on.
Wow.
Here, I'll show you another one of my all-time favorites, and I'm probably gonna get like in trouble for showing these.
In trouble with
Um,
who? With the Majority Report? Are you
Yeah.
gonna get another
Oh, yeah.
cease and desist?
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
I mean, I'm taking it pretty serious.
As you should. I mean, these are threats.
Well, how was your vacation, Sam Cedar? Vacations are dreaded, suffered, endured, tolerated, spoiled, ruined, and wasted. Vacations can be great, terrible, wonderful, awful, delightful, and stupid. I spent my vacation worrying I'd miss Kissinger's demise. You need another vacation, Sam Cedar.
Didn't
that to
happen,
me,
though?
yeah. So that to me is very what's the word? Like that's a deep cut. But that's a deep cut for Peanuts, the Majority Report, and now the letter hack.
Yep, you need to know all the three different,
Yeah.
it's like the pyramid of knowledge.
There is backhanding Mike Cernovich.
What happened to Mike
prov-
Cernovich? Is he still around?
Provocation denied. Yeah, I guess.
And they threw it out. They threw it away. All for one cease and desist.
Here's me just retweeting them. Upset.
It's the simp feed?
This one. This one. So Sam actually went to Disney World on
Oh, yeah.
LSD.
Oh yeah, I've heard that story. It's a good one.
Yeah.
I thought he wasn't wearing pants in the last frame for a second.
He
but
is
This
smoking
is the
though.
censored version.
He says, "That's funny. You're my best friend," because that's like what you would say. Guess. I don't know. Anyway,
Goddamn.
memory lane, folks.
And they've thrown it away
Yeah, it's over.
for 62 cents. They threw it in the garbage.
Oh, look at this one. Geez, the Where's Sam? Where's Waldo?
Am I looking
you
for the
believe
red
that?
and white shirt, or is it a different?
Can you believe I drew this whole fucking thing just as like a gag? Okay, so you can see where somebody has in the bottom right corner, somebody zoomed in on him and like, I found him.
Where? Ah, shit.
So he's next to a woman on a
Yep,
blanket.
yep,
It's
yep.
right in the middle.
You got to sell an entire book of all your Majority Report art, and then sell it, and then see if they do legal action. That would be the best way to get revenge, is to start profiting off of it. Just do the Majority Report unofficial official fan book of drawings, $39.99. You could offer signed versions.
Sam.
What's going on at the bottom left? Not the bottom left, but like one and then two over. There's like some strange feet there.
Right here.
Yeah, what is that? What's
They're
going on there?
drawing them so small and relatively quickly. Like I
Yep.
had to get this over with, you know?
It's interesting that the closer you get in, it reaches that uncanny valley
Yeah.
situation.
It's like what is the uncanny valley?
Well, that's where it gets too creepy,
Look at this. I wrote this postcard. I don't remember this. Dear Emma, Matt, and Bradley, having the time of my life. I may never come back. Sorry, not sorry. Hope you're all well. I'll stay in touch. Maybe Sam. To Gowanus Canal, Heartland of America, downtown Brooklyn, USA. This is fucking awesome. Look at the plane with the left is best
Yep.
banner.
I like the boats
Yeah.
going in different directions, but they're sailboats. Are they?
Yeah.
Is the wind going in different directions? You have
Yep.
crossing of
Oh, yeah.
streams here. Interesting.
Oh yeah. That
You have a whole
happens.
lore thought out for this.
Mm-hmm.
Is this on a parallel planet?
No, this is me just like baked on a Saturday, thinking, okay,
You're baked on a Saturday.
Sam's
watching
not.
Majority Report
Sam's
on a Saturday?
no. I would do them in advance.
Okay.
Say he's going to be on vacation this week. Now I'd roll out like 3 of them.
Interesting. And this is all unpaid, of course.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
I would call in and yeah, he would say, we got to do a calendar. We got to do a book. Nothing.
Never got a call back.
Yeah.
You always think about what's so weird that they use the phone system. It's like they're trying to harvest phone numbers, I've called in the Majority Report, and then all of a sudden I started getting spam calls from New York area. Like, are they selling our phones? Like, what's going on there?
And look, to be fair, happy birthday again, by the way, AC. But to be fair, I'm drawing everybody. If it seems like I'm obsessed with one, I have that same amount of. I do the Majority Report more because they have the group dynamics. It's easier. I mean, it was also Michael Brooks for a long time, so it was like there's that whole side of it. But I'm trying to do that for all of independent
You
left
think we
wing
could
media.
get a Left Past 10 comic?
Oh yeah. Is there anything else you want to ask? Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, what would it be?
Well, I did the Peanuts characters on Abbey Road.
Well, I'm talking, like with a story. Like we need a story.
European vacation / jewel heist.
Okay.
Kind of
Jewel heist.
Scooby-Doo-esque.
Okay. Now,
Should there be cameos?
I mean, we could do all we can go all in. But here's how I would like to do the comic, right? Is that each frame, like whoever's the star of the frame has to decide how the story progresses. So let's say I want to grab the jewel, it's right there. I reach to grab it. And then I get to dictate, like, do I grab the jewel? Does like a monster come out? Is there like a secret laser barrier?
I like this. It sounds
then,
complicated in a good way.
Every week, the next person gets a frame or a panel or whatever. So every month, you get to progress the story, and we just keep it going.
So we go to, okay, maybe we go to Canada.
Yeah, let's go to Canada.
Because then it'll give me an opportunity to keep looking at a map, going, I can't find it. I can't find where we are.
That's great.
On this
That's
map.
wonderful.
And you're like, that's Europe.
Fuck.
And we call it Left Past 10 European / Canada Adventure.
No, we just call it European Adventure. It just takes place in Canada. Like, you have to actually read it to find out. And the whole time you think we're in Europe.
Yeah, I didn't know so many Europeans were into maple syrup and hockey.
Oh, yeah, it's huge over there.
I'm liking this. Yeah, and then we run into Sandy Lovis.
There you go. Cameo.
Pretty good. We just put Lance from the Surfs like in the background somewhere walking by.
Surfing, possibly. It's very punny.
Oh, the dad jokes. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's going to be the exclusive form of humor. There's no other form of humor.
Do we have a Left Past 10 vehicle, or how are we getting around? Are we on foot? Trying to imagine the cover art.
I say we could do like a helicopter type situation. Green energy, solar powered helicopter.
Okay. And I'd say it's even more difficult to tell where we are from above. We'll figure it out. Well, we're workshopping this. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And it would be funny to constantly have people like seeing Jake in a suit and tie and being like saying things like, "Oh, Mr. Mayor," or "Oh my God, who died? Is there a funeral?" or "La di da." The Americans in their fancy suits and ties.
Does Jake do that thing where he wears like nothing below? It's the suit and tie and like underwear, or does he claim to wear like an actual full suit? Does anyone
I'm
have this information?
picturing like Adidas track pants. 'Cause I think that's even worse.
You think that's
But
worse?
yeah, but like we're gonna have a mishap where he needs to mix match his outfit for sure. That's gonna
Okay.
happen.
All right.
And that's what it'll be, is it'll get worse and worse for him, his outfit, but he'll maintain the tie throughout. And by the end it'll be like, what are you wearing, Dick?
That's
You're
good.
you're really staying with the tie though. That'll be good.
And then
I,
we
of
can
course,
pitch
will
the
wear
comic and then do a comic about pitching the comic. Bring it all the way in.
I'll say, "Hey Harvey, check this comic idea out." But I'll be wearing the Letter Hack t-shirt, of course.
You mod for Letterhack, that one?
Yeah, I wore that last night
I saw, yeah.
because there was going to be so many new viewers.
And you thought that's the best way to represent the Letterhack
I was making
corporation?
them all mods. I made like 10 new mods last night. I made a few tonight. But like wearing that shirt was kind of like, okay, you guys get it, right?
I hope.
There's a joke. Oh, and this is what I was doing all night and no one said anything. I wonder, did you notice I was drinking from 2 mugs consistently? I would
Again?
drink from a mug over here and put it down and then grab another mug over here and drink. Did you
Well,
notice
to be
that?
fair, I normally don't watch with video on. I usually, put it on other screen.
Oh, you're
and-
missing out.
Sometimes I watch in, but I think a lot of people probably they're not keenly observing the cut. But you did that before. I've seen it before.
Double mugs. Yeah. I usually do it when John's on, and I keep waiting for him or somebody to be like, "Are you drinking for 2
You got to
mugs?"
add a third mug, and they all have to be different bright colors.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good.
And even better, get mugs that have letters of the alphabet on them. 26 different colors and alphabet. You could spell secret messages
Oh,
with the mugs.
look at this. Half gallon.
Is that plastic?
No, I drink one of these every day. This is triple vacuum.
Is it metal?
Yeah, it's powder coated stainless steel copper layers.
Excellent.
Comes in this awesome bag.
The bag is optional.
Well, the outside of the bottle will be roasting hot because of the sun, because you're using it outside, but the water's freezing cold.
That's
It'll stay that way for 36 hours or maybe longer. I forget. But that thing, $25.
It's not bad.
Great deal. That's a great deal. Normally that would be like an $80 water bottle. But I've been
Nice.
drinking a half gallon of water a day and I feel amazing. It's I've been jokingly calling it the fountain of youth because it's just water. But
Water
it's the
is
right amount.
overpowered. It's really good.
Yeah, I feel great. Oh, hold on. Yeah, what is so it's EHC. Is it EH?
What?
That's a Canadian joke there.
They do not have 24 fucking letters. That's not real. You're not getting me with that one. That's horseshit. Not for a second.
Yeah, because one of them is a combined X and Z.
No. Not gonna happen.
And they don't use the R at all.
Yeah, they do.
Hockey,
Parliament.
maple, leaf,
Parliament.
Parliament. They're always like, fucking Parliament.
Nah, not for a second. Not happening. You know what is happening though? The debate.
Oh, so okay. You're going to be covering the debate tomorrow night, or no?
I will be doing a solo broadcast.
Will there be debate bingo?
There might be. There might be bingo. It depends on how much prep I have. I usually
Is it like
don't do any prep.
so and so? Is it like so and so gets their mic cut off? What would the bingo card be?
Well, I'm taking suggestions. If you have suggestions, let me know.
I think. Whoa, man. Come on, man. Folks. These are all different ones, right? Like,
Okay.
folks. Have you seen the YouTube ad that starts with him going, folks? And I'm like, is that the best take? And then there's another one with him and Obama, and it's like Weekend. It really does look like Weekend at Bernie's. I'm not even like making a dumb joke. It
It's
looks like
bad?
Obama's standing next to a fucking cardboard cutout.
It is
He's
really
just
bad.
standing there like it's bad.
It's bad. It's honestly, it's not good.
I
I would
want
go as far as to say, nope.
I want to pretend that it's not that bad.
Oh, it's
I
horrible.
really want to fake it and be like, it's not that bad. He's fine.
You ever see those guys that go on TV and they get asked like, how do you feel about Biden looking and appearing like this? And they go like, oh, he's a great president. He's super fit. You know, like I was in a meeting with him the other day. He was doing jumping jacks. Like I want to live in that made up world where it's like, I wish it was like, you know, he's secretly jacked and he's like fucking lifting 500 pounds in the fucking Oval Office or something.
There was an
Jesus.
old Saturday Night Live. This was Phil Hartman. Old Saturday Night Live skit of Ronald Reagan. And it was very much like he was really out of it and just looked like he was not doing well. And then they would, he was typical Reagan. And they'd close the door, and behind the door, he'd be like, all right, goddammit, let's get the fucking work right. And he'd be like this vicious, like it was just an act, because people would say it was just an act. But when you see the flip of the switch, you realize, no, nobody does that. It's not a thing. Nobody is just like faking being like on the verge of dementia. And then
It's in
they're
every
the exact
public
opposite.
appearance, and then as soon as the cameras turn off, oh man, he's doing 38 push-ups per second. You know, he's jumping off of buildings with extreme skill. You know,
I guess it's in contrast. I don't know if contrast is the right phrase, but it reminds me of when they would. I don't know who the fuck was recording this and why this was on TV, but you would see like a meeting with Trump's cabinet. And it was like at the beginning of the meeting, they'd go around the table and each person would take a turn telling the president why he's so awesome. And he would just sit there going, remember that? They're like, I think that you have been doing so good with blah, blah. And they'd go to the next guy. And I'm like, why are we watching? Who's putting this out there for people to watch? Like, because if they had just said that it happened, you'd be like, oh, I'm sure it does, whatever. But then watching it, you're like, holy shit, people want this known. They really used to give him, this was in like an old documentary about him. They would give him, and I believe this still happens, they'd give him a folder every day of articles, and they would put like Post-it note tags.
And they
so
would
he
cut
could
out
see
the parts that they thought you would not like or whatever.
The compliments about himself only. And just positive things about himself, and he would read that every day, and it's like, whose fucking job was that?
Oh man, that's the thing is how is it possible that not more of these guys who did this stuff have come out and done like full stories? Like, yep, that was me. I was the one who picked out and cut out all the articles and then put them in like a collage that was like, you know, wrapped in McDonald's or whatever. Like
they're probably still doing it.
Job? Oh god.
They probably just still do it, right? Because they were kind of doing that for him during the trials. That
Yeah.
when he was just on trial, he'd be sitting there kind of dozing off, and they'd be like, "Here's the recap. It's all good.
Oh, man.
Everyone's saying great stuff about you, sir." This is why he goes out there and talks like anyone saying something bad is just so far off base, because he really is duped. I mean, but anyone in their right mind would know not to buy into that shit. But
Yeah,
there he
that's the
goes.
thing. You got enough money, you can get people to do some crazy shit. Like, here's a couple $1,000s a month. Just curate every article and cut out all the bad stuff. Boom. That's a job.
It's awesome. Good to see you, Annie Bo. It's awesome. What do you want to do here? We've been on the air for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Some of us, 50% of the people on screen have been on air for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Some people,
I think I
Less.
deserve my own hour. Is that possible? You just give me my own hour.
oh, sure. Do you want me to just hang out here until you're done and I'll
Well, you
wrap
can
it up?
leave, you know. Well,
That- I
then
still have to
every-
Be
well,
here.
that's the thing, is every time you're spent on screen is the amount of time I need to extend it as well.
Ay, Dios mío.
You see what's happening there? So, like, really what I need is my own 2 hours and 20 minutes. So it's fair. I was just joking. I'm not ready.
Okay. I'm back. I have that queued up.
No,
Obviously.
that's not good news.
I was looking for the overlay, but I can't find it. Oh, wait, here it is.
Ah! It's not good. It's not
How
good
about-
for anybody.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I found it.
Well, you got to update my color scheme.
No, we're classic above it
Oh,
all.
this
here.
is classic. This
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I thought the green was classic.
That's vintage.
Vintage.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about the blue?
Ready? I feel like we should be walking through a video game.
You don't even. You got to play the game that this song is from. That would be. I would
Oh.
watch that.
Is it called Gubble?
Yep.
Can we speed run it?
Oh yeah. I got the world record. I'm the best in the world.
What other speed runs are you number one at?
Well, the problem is I don't actively keep up with the list. You know, it's not like I'm checking to make sure. So that's a hard thing to answer.
Is it 8-bit graphics?
It's 32 bits.
That's how they move, or what?
Okay, hold your phone. Hold your phone. I'm gonna get you a video. We can play the video on screen.
Ah, I remember this every morning during COVID. Just saying that for your benefit. It really was every single friggin' morning
All right, you can put that on screen
of
there.
2020. It was Like It or Not with Benjamin P. Dixon. And then this.
Yeah, nothing good ever came after the intro. That was always the highlight. So you can play the sound if you want to hear, but there's a bunch of different songs. You know, I can point you to the one that has the one you're familiar with. But this is the game. The song
Oh,
is
wow.
from.
Not hear the buzzing? What is that?
That's from my console.
Oh.
We're getting raw, piped-in audio. Skip ahead to like 15 minutes or so.
I don't know if I could do this.
They're just, the levels are more interesting later on. Yeah, this is
It's too
beginning.
stressy.
You think so? You think you might get honed by the saw blades?
Yeah.
You think so? Wow.
Is there a cheat code?
Nope, no cheat code.
Wow. Oh yeah, I can kind of hear the dun 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 dun. I can kind of hear it.
Yep. Well, I mean, if you keep, I can figure out what level has it and give you a timestamp.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
The chat has moved on to their very own conversation. They're like,
This is
what
one of
are
those
they doing
videos
on
no
here?
one's watched in a long time, so it's got that weird buffer time to it.
I mean, as long as we maintain 70 plus viewers, we just went down to 67.
Ah, shit. It's over? All right, go to 29 minutes.
Okay, this will be the first time I've ever heard the music synced up with the actual game. Cool.
So at some point in my history, I played this game, and that song was so good.
So it's more like this, how they move.
Yep, you could say that. You could say it's a good one. Yep.
Damn. Badass. Oh, we're back at 70. All right.
All
We're
right,
in this.
we're back.
We are in this. I'm glad I have that background still. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so we were on at 9 o'clock and it was Jake, Sandy, myself, and then
You got a soundboard?
we're
Is that what
wondering
that
where
is?
you are.
Well,
Yeah,
I thought
but
it was called. I remembered. I was like, didn't we talk about like the time thing? And then I was like, oh no, of course, because it's called Left Past 10. That's how I remember to show up at 10.
yeah, and then
Yeah?
at like 10 p.m. there's Andrea.
What is this? When did you get this?
I don't know why those are. I forget why I did those. I
Holy
think I did the
fuck.
crickets because of Jake.
That's incredible. So is this left at 9? Left past 9? Or but like
art is allowed to evolve.
art's
okay?
allowed to evolve?
And yes, and it takes on its own meaning, and the origins of that meaning are unimportant.
So we're gonna have like a left past 10 that's gonna be at like 2 p.m. or something one day, and that's just gonna be what we call it.
No, we will always call it left past 10.
Even what if it's on Tuesday?
Yeah. It's punk rock for people to be like, why do they call it that? I don't know. It's just what it's called. We all know that's the name. It sounds good. I Googled every name I came up with, every name that was suggested. They were all taken. Not this one. And I was like, okay. So
even though it starts at 9 now, it was starting at 9 next week.
unless, well, this is what I keep saying. Unless you want to do 10, we can do that. But I don't have an 8 o'clock show. I'm available at 9.
I don't have an 8 o'clock show either. We want to do it at 8?
But I did until this week. No, because I get home at like 7:30. So
What's the problem?
from work.
So you're choosing to go out into the world for,
No.
for work? What
They're
is- what is-
already, the world is already out there. And in theory, they need people like me.
Do they really?
I mean, yes.
It's probably true.
Some people gotta, be on the front lines, in the field. Put it that
In the
way.
field?
The field.
You're tilling
So,
the
I take
fields?
No, I take a personality test every 7 years because they say, just like allergies, it could change every 7 years, right? Have you ever heard that?
Yes.
So I take, and I forget what the. Just look it up.
So you test your own personality to make
It's a
sure
famous
it's the same.
personality test.
It's a famous test, and you
I
have
am-
detailed notes over time.
I am an ENTJ personality type, known as Field Marshal.
Field
Um,
Marshal. There's a military ranking associated.
Well, they call it that. It's not a ranking so much as just like the clearest definition. It's a very old. This test was created a long time ago. It's not new. I take it every 7 years to see if I end up with the same results, and I do, which I think is probably another sign that I am this personality type. I don't think all personality types would be
which one
consistent
are
over the
you?
years. ENTJS. ENTJSs belong to one of the two top earning personality types.
And that's why you're getting a
Are
second
known
job.
for being bold and decisive.
Getting a
Account for
second job.
less than 3% of the general population, but among women, it's rarest personality type. Now, this is outdated. Besides, let's see, hold on. Ambitious, persistent, logic, and achievement are ENGTS's core values.
Should I
It's-
take this personality test live on stream?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Is
It's
that
kind of
content?
long. It's kind of
Is it
long, but
long?
we should definitely do it.
I'm down to do it.
Energized by engaging with other people, and it also means you are enthusiastic about your life and like to feel excited. I mean, some of this stuff you read it and you're like, that's everybody. But
That's not me.
not these
I don't get
days.
excited.
Like, it's kind of not. So this is why they call it Field Marshal. Imagine this. We're charging into battle, right?
I'm not charging in the battle.
So just imagine somebody else is in charge.
You're supposed to tell me I got to imagine myself charging into battle. What are we battling over?
Okay, imagine I'm with some people charging into
And
a
I'm
battle,
watching.
and we are fighting the good fight. This is very necessary.
This is the
Like,
good fight.
we all went, all right, well, we got to do it.
Are we
So,
defending ourselves? Is that what we're doing?
we are
What
defending
are the wider
literally
contexts of
everyone.
this fight?
These are the worst of the worst. They got to be stopped. We're charging.
Do they have
Now.
human shields, perhaps?
God damn it, Andy Fitzgerald. I thought you were on Matt Bender.
Yeah.
Okay,
what the hell,
so-
man? We're
Well,
trying to
I
talk
keep-
pseudoscience here.
I keep scoring the same result. So here's the thing.
Okay.
We're charging into battle. There's somebody else leading the charge. Okay?
And that's you.
Not me. Nope.
Not you.
Somebody else. Then, oops, that guy gets taken out. He was carrying the flag. He's dropped the flag. Everyone's like, shit, what do we do? That guy was leading.
Is this like capture the flag, like the game mode?
No, but that's where it originated. So,
It originated
Then-
from you charging the battle?
from battle scenarios. So,
I guess.
everyone's like, shit, that guy was leading. What do we do? The field marshal picks up the flag and says, I got this. I'm the guy who's put in place to take over when it gets bad. I'm not the guy they put in charge initially. I'm the guy who comes in after the guy in charge is incapacitated. And I pick up the pieces after it's already hit the fan. You know what I mean? That's my
Right.
personality type.
I see. So what you're saying is no one should trust your judgment unless their imminent demise is upon them?
No, it means that I like to keep things organized, plan ahead, and stay focused on my goals.
So by planning ahead, is that like setting up the sniper that's going to take out the real marshal so that you can assume authority in a
No.
coup attempt? Is
No.
that
And
no planning ahead?
so analogies aside, in real life, what that means is I know which comic books are coming out in the fall that I want to buy. I
Okay.
planned ahead.
All right.
And I'm focused on the goal of obtaining those.
Interesting. Of
just-
obtaining the comics.
My card was just charged today for a comic book I reserved 6 months ago. Like a
Damn.
deluxe one. Yeah. So
I hate
that's
when they do that though, because like, sometimes, I forget about it and then I get an overdraft. Do you ever have that happen?
No.
Never had it. Have you ever had an overdraft in your life?
No, I'm a no, I haven't.
Vote
I'm a
for
top
me,
I'm a
folks.
top earner.
Right, top 3%. How can I forget?
So I'm rare.
A very rare breed.
But this is the thing. I'm not a top earner. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to be that guy.
You're
Know
not
what I
trying.
mean?
You just happen to be that way naturally. Imagine if you tried, then you'd be like fucking Mark Zuckerberg or something.
Wow. I'm in the algorithm.
I think they were in my channel first, and I remember seeing them say like hello. Yeah, and then they bailed on my channel for yours, obviously, because
Yeah, we call it unscripted and free form. Like we're talking about me, which is pretty standard. We'll talk about me and then we'll drift and it'll come back.
I mean, this is really letter hack past 10 when you think about it. Really, I mean, the rest of us, two of us are already down. They couldn't handle it anymore, so I tagged in. Otherwise, the show would have been gone an hour ago.
Maybe I don't know what an overdraft. Oh no, I've never had an overdraft.
Little
are
trust
saying they
fund
don't
baby
believe
McGee over here. Last week you were like, "Oh, it was really hard."
I
single
mean,
mom.
for-
poverty. Look
hey.
at me. Now it's never had an overdraft. Whoa,
For a
top
long
3%
time,
of earners.
I didn't use banks for a long time. I just had money on the street.
Oh, you have money on the street?
So yeah.
Is that like you have like certain people? They just they carry your money for you.
No, you invest in certain street level, businesses.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I didn't use a bank. I didn't have a checkbook. But since I have, yeah. But I've also been married for a long time and I'm part of a partnership. And so we look out for each other and make sure that stuff doesn't happen.
Hmm.
So I'm not sweating it either, which is my
Interesting.
favorite line from the movie Rushmore.
Well, me, by the way, just so everyone knows, I've overdrafted. I've been overdrafted. I'm currently overdrafted. I've been underdrafted too. I've been drafted in every direction. So
That's not what I mean by money on the street. Anyway, we don't have to talk about that.
what about your street deals?
My past.
Your past of voting for
Checkered-
George Bush?
checkered
and
past.
Getting money on the street?
I mean, what were the options?
Al Gore, the perfect presidential candidate, never had a better one.
So
I mean, look at his suit and tie.
I was uninformed voter.
Uninformed.
Was like, he was the vice president. I'm not voting for him.
You're gonna vote for the governor of Texas
I'm
instead.
so dumb. I'm so dumb.
Damn.
Had
That's-
run a
and my
baseball
first
team into
vote
the
was Jill
ground.
Stein. So, arguably, which one's worse?
It's not, you can't equate. I'm old.
What?
What about Julia Assange? What about Julian Assange? Did you want to make comment on
He's getting out. Good for him.
is that good?
Yeah, why not?
It's not
Let him
too
go.
little too late?
I mean, it's a little while too late, but
All that isolation's got to be weird, right? You
Oh,
you think
yeah,
of all the
he's
people
fucked.
who went
like
nuts.
mentally, he's fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, all the people who went completely batshit crazy after like 3 days of a pandemic lockdown, and they're like, "I'm losing it!" Right? They
Yeah,
just went completely and like have a lot of society has just kind of been that way ever since. And I mean, look at that situation.
Yeah, I mean, he's got bad takes, but at the same time, he's been in and out of prison for a while, so you can have some bad takes when you're in that environment.
Like what?
Like what?
No, I mean, I say leak it all. The people who say leak it all or don't leak any, no. I say leak as much as you got.
I
Leak,
agree.
leak, leak. Put it out there. Fuck them all. Unless you're deliberately doing it to like sway an election at the last second. But I just think that's kind of self-serving.
A little bit. We got this dog here.
So who did Max vote for? Do you mind me asking?
Max, who did you vote for? In which election?
Any. I
In
don't know
any
how old
election,
Max is.
Who did you vote for?
I used to try and tell what my pets. This is why I had 2 cats and 2 dogs. I would try and tell their political affiliation based on their personality. My border collie was from a farm in Wyoming. She was feral when I got her, and she responded to sweet voices. And I was like, this is a Sarah Palin fan right here. She's voting McCain Palin, right? Like,
Interesting.
unfortunately, but yes. And then I had a cat that was just kind of old, crotchety, and would just like attack people when they came by, but loved me because I knew her whole life. And I was like, I think this cat would let me vote for her. I think she would be like, man, I don't care. Just fill in a box
Just
for
fill
me.
it
I'll
in,
sign it.
Whatever you think.
Just go down ballot. I'll sign it. And then I had the cat with the eyebrows or the eyelashes that were problematic. Problematic eyelashes. That's a good band name.
Yeah, it
Hello, we are Problematic Eyelashes.
Coming at you live with
Ow.
oh my eyes.
This is our first song. Ugh.
Oh,
Squint.
I like the idea that every song is like an onomatopoeia of like getting pained. Like that's good.
Wince. But yeah, she was a Bernie supporter big time.
Look at
'Cause
this.
she really liked older folks a lot.
Are you seeing this?
Yeah, wow.
Max,
There's a
you're on
mailman
TV.
in that dream.
You're
Wow.
on TV. They're all
You-
looking at you.
You
How
are
many
now
viewers do
in
we
the
got?
dream. You are in the dream. He's listening to you.
He's listening.
Oh.
I'm in the dream.
He heard you saying ow and wincing, and he was like, oh no, Andrea's in trouble. He went
Probably
into
true.
sidekick mode.
It's probably true.
When my dog does that, she's lying next to me on the couch. She starts going, yip, 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 in her sleep. And I pet her, but she doesn't wake up. I'm in the dream.
Oh yeah. You
Right,
showed up
so
in the nick
now-
of time.
I'm in the dream. And that's where I try to like, I don't know how I can have influence over what happens in the dream, but I like to immediately start imagining we've just walked through some dark, scary woods, and now we're in a clearing. And we're just kind of like, what's in the clearing? Let's not go out there yet. That's why I try to imagine every time. I hope that's getting through.
I had a
Because
dream
I don't know what she's dreaming about.
last night that I was in like a virtual reality, right? And then I woke up from the virtual reality, but I was in another virtual reality. And it was like multiple of those happening over and over and over. And then I was like, I don't even know what's real anymore. And then I woke up and I didn't know what was real anymore. And then, it's pretty scary.
What were you on?
Nah, I've been using a lot of marijuana recently.
Yep.
Yep.
Have you seen Killing Them Softly?
I have not.
It's Brad Pitt, James Gandolfini. It's one of his last things. Ben Mendelsohn, Scoot McNairy.
Good old Scoot.
Do you know who that is?
Nope.
Oh, he's great. You'd recognize him. He's been. Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yes, I have.
He was the barkeep in the Western. Anyway, why did I bring up Killing Them Softly? Shit.
Ooh. The dementia's kicking in. Because of Scoot. Or was that before or after Scoot?
What were we talking about? It's too freeform. It's too unscripted.
Oh, did you hear about the death toll? The Minecraft cube death toll?
Yeah.
Let me look up what it is. I
Uh,
saw it
it-
hit over 1,000.
Yeah. It was 1,300. Is that right?
Really?
Or maybe it was like 300 injured.
Check out this headline from CNN. Well, I'm just going to read it to you. We are very happy he's buried in Mecca, says daughter of man who died in Hajj heat wave. I mean,
Oh,
talk
gosh.
talk about, just, I mean, I'm glad my dad died at the fucking cube. I mean, if he's gonna die, dying at the cube is pretty wonderful. Oh, man.
I just
These
wish,
motherfuckers, holy shit.
I just no organization or belief system should be like safety. We don't need that. We'll be fine. Like
Yeah,
even
we
the
don't need
Olympics.
water breaks. We don't need a fucking, umbrella for the heat, to cool it down. Nah, let's just go die at the fucking cube for God. And then, like, our kids are going to be happy that we're dead. Oh, yeah, I'm glad my dad's dead. Oh, wow. Tell us more. Man,
It's
oh,
just
man,
like
that's
what
funny
was
shit.
what was the value if not human life? I don't get it. I'm
The
not being
value
selfish
is
about it.
dying for some fucking cult so that everyone else in the cult feels better about the cult. Something like that. I don't know, man.
I think people just lose the plot too easily. It's the same. There was a guy who was just discovered. Oh, where was he? He was in California. He was hiking. He was lost for a week. And it's kind of funny because, like, he said that he got lost because recent fires had ruined the trails and he didn't know where he was. And was like, that's why you don't go in there. Right. But when they showed him like embracing his family. His hair was all crazy. He looked really wild. And I was like, he hasn't been gone long enough to look that way. He definitely looked that way before he got lost. But like the picture is making it like, oh my God, this guy, look at how he had changed. He looked like Tom Hanks in Castaway when they
I haven't
cut to
seen it.
him oh
Ooh.
my gosh. Okay. You got to come over and watch some DVDs. I have all this stuff on DVD. I have this massive library. We could sit down in the library itself, and on the big screen, we could watch this stuff.
I'll check them out at some point.
It's just, I don't know what this is in regards to, but yes.
Goddamn field marshals.
But I guess that was don't go out there. That's why you don't go out there, because of the trails being burned up. But Tom Hanks plays a guy who is like, middle-aged, slightly overweight. He's not taking very good care of himself. He works way too much, so he doesn't have time. He's stranded on an island. They cut to this point where it's like he's been out there for a while. And it's awesome because you're like, holy shit. It's one of
I'll
those
have to
times
check it out. What
where
year?
actors physically change. I'm going to guess 2003.
You ever see The Machinist?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 2000.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, The Machinist with Bateman.
XTM Bale.
Is that Bale? Christian Bale. Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. Okay, so after that, he does Batman, and he had to bulk up,
Yep.
and he went too far. Did you know this? He went
No.
too far. They were like, dude, you're way too big. Come back down. And they were like, okay, hold on. This is actually not safe anymore. You can't do this. You can't go all the way down, all the way up, and then somewhere between. Like, this is really not cool.
It's
So they
not
had to
good.
pump the brakes. Yeah. So anyway, 11:50 p.m. on the East Coast. Just about Thursday morning.
So okay, just so I understand. All right. So this is so it's called left past 10.
Yeah.
Because we go past 10, but we don't start at 10. So it starts at 9 and then we go past 10?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
But basically,
So we're still starting at 10?
maybe.
Maybe.
According to certain requests or desires or inclinations, sure. One or like all together, individually, all of that.
Hmm.
So it's no mystery, but it's like a reverse engineered puzzle. Like, only in hindsight does it not make sense, because it totally makes sense if you just go with it front facing.
But you like to go in like at a 26-degree angle facing.
Forward aligned.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
are you doing a debate stream tomorrow?
No.
I was going to invite y'all on. That would be everyone. But I decided I'm going to do it solo. I'd rather do it solo. I don't want to deal. I'm going to do it. I'll
I need
probably
the-
do the bingo board.
I need the
So-
power to turn it off.
I mean, I have the power to turn it off. Have you heard anything about like because I know isn't CNN going to stream it? Like, it's not.
And they're allowing MSNBC to simul stream, but MSNBC cannot comment in the way that like Majority Report would, or you and I would. You can't
But can
comment
we
over
live stream
CNN's
it?
comments. So if you have YouTube TV, the best bet is to stream MSNBC's through YouTube TV. Otherwise, CNN's going to be really hardcore about takedowns, copyright. So
So-
you might want to do it on Twitch or everywhere. Just switch over back and forth. It's messy. I know.
Well, maybe I'll just do one of those streams where I don't stream any audio. You just have to get the audio yourself, and I react in real time.
How many generations can you do? Like, do you get a copyright strike if you're streaming Majority Report streaming CNN?
Probably, I would imagine they would just hit everyone
Wow.
that has those. I'll do like some fancy editing. I'll do like a video and audio filter.
You can turn you just stop sharing your screen, comment, and then bring them back up, right?
I'll
And
figure it out.
don't comment when they're on.
I'll figure it out.
Do you think either one of these guys is going to be on performance enhancing drugs?
Oh, I mean that's going to be like the bingo free space.
But like
you
Trump's
know?
using European brand Sudafed or what? Like
Oh,
or
he's gonna
whatever.
be hopped up on fucking cinnamon swirls, if I understand it correctly.
And Biden's got the red licorice.
Oh yeah, they're gonna both be at the top of their
Zoom.
game. It's gonna be excellent to watch.
Do you think they're going to fade? Like you'll just see them both being like, no.
It depends
After,
on
like,
how
10
many ad
minutes.
breaks. If there's like an ad break where they are able to leave the stage, then they're gonna redose. So
Do you think there will be an okay? This is a telltale sign if the network putting on the debate is full of shit or not. Do you think there will be audience applause? Why is there
Yes.
why is there a live audience at all?
oh, so horrible.
Do you think they'll take questions from the audience?
No,
Not the first debate.
no.
There'll be a whole debate of just that. And those are always so phony.
They always ask the dumb questions. It's like, hi, can you tell me about your plan for the tax bracket? And
I'm a small businessman.
I have a small shoe repairs business, and I have 2 employees, and I pay my employees.
Do I have to
about
make
$8 an
cakes
hour.
for the gays?
Do I have to repair my shoes for the transgenders? I mean, I tell you, the trannies, wear so many shoes and they wear them out and then they come in and they got more shoes and I'm just like, I just want to have a no tranny policy for the shoe repair business. It's my
Do
new
you-
character.
Oh, Pendulous Dragon says he thought it was no audience. Oh, people are saying no audience for this debate. John Lithium says so. Oh,
That's
that's
great.
okay. Laugh track, Mark Boyd.
I hope, yeah, laugh track.
Oh,
There you
that
go.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great if Biden was like, folks, and there was immediately laughter.
I could just get the laugh track. That's going to be my fair use argument.
That'd be awesome. Keep it going consistently the entire time, just on a loop. Don't turn it
Yeah.
off. Okay, do you think that they're going to be like arguing, right? And then accidentally start to criticize each other for Israel and go, "Oh, actually, no, we see eye to eye on this."
That's a good
Do you think?
question.
Because I
if
mean,
they
they're the
mention
same.
Israel, they're probably gonna out Adolf
Diffuse.
each other.
Yeah, it's like
don't
all of
know,
a sudden
yeah.
they're like, "Whoop," because they're
Yeah,
gonna
the
bring it
media
up.
might just they might just know that and just not ask about it, just so that no one sees it.
That's shifty. Do you think they're going to ask anything about Trump's former presidency?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think they're going to ask about his crime?
Oh, yeah.
Think Biden's going to try and capitalize on that, or just be like, voters know? Because
I think Joe Biden is gonna mention Trump's criminal stuff, but he's gonna do it in a joke, and it's only gonna be once. That's what I think.
on Israel, that is funny as shit.
That's true.
That's exactly it. I'm okay. So, do you think there will be anything that Biden should bring up or defend himself on that he'll just be like, "Come on"?
I
don't
think
have to do that."
Biden is playing defense here. All he's got to do
Oh.
is just survive. You know.
He wanted the debate. He initiated this, right?
Yeah, all he's got to do is let Trump do his whole dance, and everyone's gonna see, damn, Trump is crazy. But that's the thing, is that like Trump still might win. You know, I mean,
None of it matters. That's the thing. Okay, so here's what I keep asking: if Republicans, just imaginary scenario, if after November the Republicans have the House, the Senate, and the presidency, are we doomed? My next question is:
yes and yes.
flip it to the Democrats. They have all the power, the super majority or whatever it is. Does anything change?
No,
Right?
We're
Does
fucked either
anything
way.
actually improve?
we are fucked no matter what happens, in my opinion.
Although in some cases, just
In
more.
some cases, the fucking is less intense, but still not good.
And it's like, do you have to do this right now?
It's not good. Future tense, present tense.
It goes
past tense.
from, oh my God, help, make it stop, to
Oh,
this is like kind of annoying. Can you stop,
Oh.
please?
I'm just.
Can you at least make it better?
This is just. I'm embarrassed to be a part of this. You know, I just.
Can you not do it like we've been married for 68 years?
Ooh, 68 years, huh?
That's the number of people watching right now.
68 viewers.
Just went down to 60. Oh,
60.
yeah. Now
60
we just lost
viewers.
8 weaklings. Oh, 2 back. We got
2 are
2
back.
back. 2 are like,
All
what
right.
did they just say? Wow.
Whoa. You ever just look at the fucking unique viewers and go like, whoa, we had 600 unique clicks.
Yeah.
So like people clicked on and they're like, ugh, I can't watch this, and clicked off immediately. Is that what that is?
Wow. You know what I will tell you is we have been vamping like this as if we're stalling or killing time for like an hour, and we're
I am.
not actually killing time. This is just how we talk.
No, I'm killing time. I like to let these. I love to just make it awkward, uncomfortable, like just like what are they doing environment. I'd like to let that last as long as possible, fester even. Yep, not bad. It's not bad.
Is here's another one.
There you go. That's a horrifying image.
That was a great day. In hindsight, that's one of those things you'll never see again.
I think I'll see it again.
I didn't think it existed before I saw it. Now, I didn't really think I was at the position in life where I was going to see new shit. There you go. But there you go.
So next week, are we going to start at 9?
Which coast? East Coast? Yeah,
West Coast
6.
of Africa?
6:30 a.m.
I will be
The
there
next day-
at-
the
at
day
that
after.
exact. I will be there
The
at that
day
exact
after,
time.
which would be around now, I think.
You think so?
So subtract
So subtract
3.
now. Subtract 3 from now,
Yeah. So that'd be 9 p.m.
then-
Eastern time.
and that would be
Pretty much 9 p.m. Eastern time,
eastern coast
Standard.
of Africa,
Atlantic.
Atlantic, the eastern coast of the Atlantic.
Oh, it's the west coast of Atlantic, but yes, the
Okay,
Atlantic
so-
time
Okay, so
zone,
the west coast
north to south.
of the
It's
west.
a vertical,
So you have the
No.
Atlantic Ocean, okay, and then
but
on the-
like how clocks, one hand does this.
right, and then the other.
Just imagine it's like a dotted line,
Yep.
and everything on the right is a zone.
Okay, and we're on the
And
right side.
On the left is a zone as well, but the right zone is that's our zone. The right side of that zone is literally the Atlantic Ocean. And
So
then
we're on-
and then England,
Okay, so we're on the Atlantic Ocean.
and then Canada, and then I think South Canada.
Is it South Canada?
Yeah,
by
South
Labrador?
Canada is the rough patch. Sorry, guys. South
Ooh.
Canada is like kind of like southern, like they not southern, not like southern Canadian, but like South Canada. Machetes, and you're gonna
Ooh,
have to like
machetes.
you're gonna be on foot most of the time. Very
It's not
tropical.
good. It's not good.
Yeah, but that's past England. Before that, that's our time zone, which is basically just 9 p.m. Eastern. So the way the show works is it's called Left Past 10 because, right? And then it starts.
You just skipped over
right
the
now.
important part. You just wait a second. We're missing. There's a gap in the time. Okay, so the show. So it's called Left Past 9,
No, Left Past 10.
no, it's called 9.
I know. There's a
comma,
clock in the
left
logo.
past-
Don't get too hung up on that.
There's a clock in the logo. Well, that's just making things way more complicated.
Yeah, don't get too hung up on that though.
Is the clock? Can you change the clock so that it looks like it's 9 on the clock? On the logo?
I did.
Can you send me that graphic? Oh, it dropped the
Yeah,
pen
and
on the dog.
actually I reversed it. You
I was
didn't notice?
Playing with a pen, I dropped it on the dog.
You didn't
reversed
notice
what?
the new graphic?
I'm sorry, Max. To be honest, I don't notice a lot of things. I'm kind of surviving.
So somebody's
right now.
asking, is Matt under the influence of anything right now? Annie Fitzgerald wants to know. And you know what, Annie? You'll never be more tripped out than you are completely sober for a long period of time.
After you have to do a lot of drugs first, though.
Yeah, you have to be like up and away most of your life, and then
and then
Stone
Yeah.
Cold, just abrupt stop to everything, and it's like, okay,
this is
now
a good
this is
logo,
weird.
yeah.
Yeah, this is the new one.
Sometimes I'm just for clarify, I'm high as shit right now. So, in case anyone was wondering. But sometimes I decide on a rare day, I'm like, shit, what if I don't get high? And then I get even higher because of the lack of highness. And that's called sobriety. And needless to say, it's very strange.
Okay, check this. I got another. Yeah, it is very strange. Look at this one.
Better late.
Yeah, and
Wait,
then in the tweet subject,
okay,
I said,
so
better late than early?
I noticed that it says at the top that you reposted it. Is
Oh,
that
yeah,
me?
always.
I
No,
reposted it?
I like my own tweets and retweet them because fuck that platform and their stupid rules. I do what I want.
Okay. So
It's
you
called self-care.
so you okay, so okay, better late than early.
Question mark?
Left so is the
Exclamation point.
exclamation point part of the brand?
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh,
So
yeah, it's
I went to the
LPT exclamation point.
I went to the trademark office and I got the one without the exclamation. Am I gonna have to refile that?
Mm.
Maybe we could do the
No, I
honor
don't
system.
think. I don't. First of all, I don't think they've had time to see it.
You don't think so?
When'd you do it?
I did it yesterday.
They're months out. And they look, I'm not kidding. As someone who's copyrighted a lot of stuff,
Copywritten.
I beg to differ. They will relentlessly email back to you stuff that you already fucking told them. It's insane. I had a comic book where I was like, I'm the creator. It was written by so and so and drawn by so and so. They are both contract contributors, right? Freelancing, right? They're on contract. I own it. It's mine. And they go, they say the first guy's name is so and so a contractor? And I would go, yes, I filled out your form. I paid your, yeah, I'd say, yes, they are. Okay, what about the next guy? And I'm like, you could have asked me that in the previous email. I don't understand what it's like a verification of just asking you shit that you already told them in an official form. And the form you have to fill out online and is painfully outdated. It's very old school.
How
It's
old
so
school
awful.
is it? Could you describe like the race section or the gender section?
No,
to know.
no, I'm just saying like the way it looks on the web page is like 93.
93.
1993. Yeah.
More like 1893.
It's like there was no AOL. Yeah. It's like, why don't you guys just chisel in stone? It would be easier at this point.
Speaking of being chiseled in stone, so the name Left Past 10, that's chiseled in stone. I've already got the copyright on it, but without the exclamation points. But so we're starting at 9. So, and then we
Eastern.
go
PM.
Eastern, of course, but it's on the west coast of the Atlantic Ocean.
Earlier. Yeah.
Earlier? It's
No.
wait,
Same
same?
west
Now I'm
coast of the
confused.
Atlantic.
Okay, so it's same as
It's the
in
west coast of the Atlantic. I thought you were going to say
right,
U.S.,
the US. Well, it is in the US,
not the west coast.
but it is
That's why
in
they
the
call it
US.
Eastern Standard.
I thought we were in Eastern Daylight. Is this not daylight time?
It's pretty dark outside, Andrea. I don't know what part of the world you're in, but geez.
It's pretty dark. Okay.
Hello.
So we're on the west coast of the Atlantic Ocean, which is the East Standard Time, and we start at 10 because it's left past 9.
Here, I'll make it easier.
Okay. That is easier.
Yeah.
What is Pure Encapsulations Cock 10 120 milligrams? Are you buying supplements on Amazon?
Where are you seeing that?
Oh, Mattress Firm, Charcoal Cool Pillow. You're in the
Oh,
market.
what did it say before that?
You were getting some supplements. You were
Charcoal
supplementing.
pillow?
Yeah.
Get Cooler Z's ASAP with free delivery. Wow.
Yeah.
Here, let's do it the right way. Okay,
Whoa.
my cities. Wow, this looks really bad. Okay, this is kind of
Okay.
like what the Library of Congress looks like when you submit something for copyright. You're just like, what the fuck? All right, we were saying Kuwait City, 7:10 a.m. So yeah.
So when
okay.
do we start the show in Kuwait then?
So 4:10 a.m.
In
4
Kuwait?
a.m. 4 a.m. Kuwait City. So 4 a.m.
Okay. Okay, so for anyone here that's just showing up, so it's left past 10, but we start at 4 in
How do you say
Kuwait
this?
City. Kiritamati?
Karitamati time. That's what we're going to use from now on.
Okay, so what would that make?
3 p.m.
Okay. Does
3
that make
p.m.
sense?
Kiramati time. Yeah.
Okay.
It's 6:10 p.m. Kiramati time.
So we're moving to or we already moved to 9. Then? So that already happened? When did that happen? Was it today? Yes.
Technically yesterday. But this episode.
Wait. So okay, so we're starting on Tuesday? Then? You started
No, I'm saying because it's after midnight.
It's after midnight. Where? Not for me. It's 11:12 for me. So you started on Tuesday?
If we get under 60 viewers, this is over.
This is over. We had just started. We just fucking
Oh, it
started.
just went up 63. Oh no.
We just fucking I just got here. Wait, so you're telling me so the show started at 9,
No, I've been wanting a charcoal pill.
but I just got here at 10, and that means you were doing the whole show like what did you think when I wasn't there? Were you confused?
I wasn't. Did
'Cause
you
I
not
was very
see?
confused. I
Did you
came in
not
here
see
and
the
you were
opening
already
clip?
on. No, I wasn't there. So okay, let me just make sure I understand. So next week at Wednesday, 9 p.m. I have to show up here at 9 fucking p.m. Right?
No. We'll
No.
be
Is that
live
me?
at 9 p.m. You
I don't
show
think
up
I'm
whenever
wearing
you
that
want.
color at the moment. And we're
Well,
gonna
we're time
keep the
traveling.
name
We're time
left
traveling.
past 10.
Yeah. Because that's got nothing to do with 10 p.m. Are you following this? Follow
I
along. We
didn't.
left.
How are you saying that?
past
I'm not.
10.
I don't see your mouth.
So the
moving
show
when
just
you
has
say-
to be over. Pre-taped. sometime.
It's
It's like
it's
Jeff
pre-taped?
Wiggins
What?
immediately was like, that name makes no sense. And I was like, he gets it.
Who's Jeff Wiggins?
Jeff Wiggins? Come on.
What? I'm so confused. Wait, so we're pre-taping next week's show at 9?
Here, if this would be really funny if I was just getting like furious, like,
I'm just trying to figure this out. This is so okay, last week I wore purple, and that is somehow not the most confusing part. Okay, so last week I said next week that we're doing the show, but then I didn't show up even though we already had that conversation. And then next week we're pre-taping the show so that it doesn't happen again. Is that what I got here?
actually,
What's the
I'm gonna
matter?
be on,
Letter Hack's not streaming right now?
Ooh, burn.